Okay, let us begin. And Kaeya. Yoink.
Benny's adventure team, assemble! Or not.
Hormos? I guess that's where we met him before, so makes sense.
Oh, damn, I didn't even see you.
Surprise!
Coming.
Hey, there he is. Talking to a bird? Oh, a bird watcher. And a bird song.
Hey, little birdie. Don't feel down. Come and perch on my shoulder. Don't be shy. I'll show you around town.
Are you trying to riz up a bird, bro? What?
Really? No wonder they never pay attention to me.
That's everything.
Forget it.
Very out of
I probably shouldn't be anthropomorphizing them
Talking
anymore.
about Kaeya.
Okay, yeah.
Haven't seen you in some time.
My brain had to
To
pause.
which one of the Animo Archon's wins do I owe the honor? Oh, is this your way of saying that you missed me? Since it wasn't meant to be with this little birdie,
I
I'd
lost
better leave it alone.
Yep,
Let's take a walk, shall we?
my brain is gone.
Actually, let's increase the volume. It's a bit hard to hear him. I think his voice is just naturally low.
If you're wondering why I'm here, Jean's been worrying about trade safety recently. I discovered this when I unwittingly burst into her office to save the day. Another job involving long-distance travel falls to me. I suppose it's my own fault for having such a strong sense of duty. Still, on the bright side, business is now taken care of. And I have unused travel funds, so I was planning to...
Oh, something happened.
Gundafar, we are in the middle of a war. Your place is at the front lines by my son's side. Pray tell, what provokes your unwarranted return to the palace?
A matter of utmost importance, Your Majesty, such that I must personally report it to you.
Huh. Outdoor theater. Looks fun. Ah, yes. Here's what I was thinking about the unused funds. Given that the acting Grand Masters saw fit to allocate these funds to my trip in the first place, I think it's my responsibility to make sure that every last mora is put to good use. In other words, what do you say we find a way to spend the remaining budget? Perhaps a fancy meal at a nice restaurant? Or a river cruise that takes in the sights of Sumeru City? Or we could buy a few nice mementos to take home. Hey, no need to put it like that. Let's keep walking. We can consider it some more on the road. The rules of the Knights of Favonia state that any and all expenditures during a business trip are counted as travel expenses. That's more than enough justification to live a little. Of course, with me being here on my own, it was looking like a wasted opportunity. But now that I've run into you, why don't we make this a joint trip? You're always so busy. It's high time you gave yourself a proper break. Even the sharpest blade loses its edge if it's always in use. Regular maintenance is essential for reliable performance. And anyway, life is short, so we should make the most of the time we have. Right now is the perfect time to relax and enjoy ourselves. And who knows how many other chances we'll get. So come on, what do you say?
Okay, let's go fight for dragon.
Now I remember why you're an honorary knight. Of course being tempted by money is beneath you. Your honest character is dazzling to behold. Like the sunlight reflecting off the surface of Cider Lake in the late fall. I hold my hands up. My thinking was mistaken.
Ah, bullshit, Kaeya. You still continue doing it.
In that case, I guess today's end-of-trip blowout is cancelled. I shall pack my luggage and prepare to return to Mondstadt. Oh? You'd do that for me?
Harder.
Well, this wasn't what I'd originally planned, but it's a very welcome development. When I was souvenir shopping, I picked out something for you too. Guess my thoughtfulness wasn't in vain. Let's keep that a secret for now. Not because I want to keep you guessing. It's just that I didn't think I'd run into you here. All my gifts are back at the inn.
Ah, makes sense.
I want you to find out for yourself when you open it. The surprise is what gift giving is all about, is it not? Then it's settled. We'll leave together shortly.
I'll really just return to Mondstadt all the way. Okay, here we go. What, did we walk back? Like, I'm assuming we took the sea route, like, duh, but why are we at... I guess there's no port. Yeah, there isn't a port in Mondstadt. I don't know, wait a second.
There is just unreleased.
Oh wait, no, there is. At the side, right, there is a port. I remember there is like a
That's
weird
why at the
wooden
north.
dock area, yeah, somewhere there. It's like, but wait, but then we are walking here, so we either took like some sort of like land vehicle or we just got off like damn far away and then decide to walk the bridge.
I don't know. There was like
Why?
one plot that was people were saying that there's on north of Mondstadt. Then that's when Vodka will come back or something.
Mondstadt's windmills.
I
Ah,
see.
such a comforting sight.
But I remember there is a port like towards like the north area lah, yeah. You said it was.
Now, as promised, your souvenir.
It's one of the side gates.
Here you go. According to the merchant I bought it from, mysterious spirits called Jinn often live in lamps like this. And this lamp in particular once housed a very
this is
powerful
hard.
genie. Merchants love to exaggerate to help make a sale, but it's still quite the pretty little lamp. I know you like rare things, so perhaps you can add this to your collection. Of course, you can also use it as an ordinary pot. Personally, I think it'd make an excellent wine vessel.
Thank you, I'll use it as a decanter.
You're welcome. I'm glad you like it. I'm ready to head into the city now. You're free to join me, or you can make your own schedule. I could give everyone their souvenirs first, but I'm not sure whether I'm in the mood for running around and visiting people right after the long journey. Maybe I'll take a breather first. But I know I'll only get bored sitting in my room alone. Ugh. Do you have any suggestions?
Wine?
Yes, I suppose. Okay, souvenir run it is. They're mostly people you know, so it'll be a chance for you to say hi to some people you haven't seen in a while. Let's start by going to the Knights of Favonius headquarters. Jean and Lisa will definitely be there, and with any luck, we might run into a few others too.
Most likely Klee, because it's Kaeya's mission. Okay, I should probably just TP there. Yep. Hi Lisa, hi Jean.
Hey, You too busy?
I'm back.
You must have had a tough journey, Kaeya. Oh, it's been a while, cutie.
Yes, welcome back, Kaeya. Why is the honorary knight accompanying you? I understand. Back to matters at hand, Kaeya. I have already received your report. You did well this time, thank you. A few days ago, we received a letter from the representative of the Wine Merchants Association in Sumeru. It was thanks to your on-the-spot decisions that further losses, due to continued delays, were avoided.
Just doing my duty. Anything to reduce the acting Grandmaster's workload. Oh, I nearly forgot. I have some unused travel funds. I'll return the surplus now.
Given the suddenness of the situation and the difficulty in resolving it, I authorized a greater than normal disbursement in case of unforeseen circumstances. But I didn't think there would be this much left over. Thank you, Kaeya.
Just doing the right thing. But I'm not actually here for a post-trip debrief. I brought some souvenirs back for everyone.
Souvenirs from Sumeru?
Knife, a brochure, and not brochure. What's that called? A brooch, right? Not brooch. No,
Here,
in the box.
the letter opener is for Jean. The jeweled brooch is for
Isn't that
Lisa.
brochure like a piece
Yeah,
of
it's a
paper?
piece
In the
of
box
paper.
are
Yeah,
for everyone
exactly.
else.
Lama.
The artistry of this is exquisite. Look at the ornamentation on the sheath. This must be one of those crafts unique to Sumeru. It's my first time seeing one in person. Thank you, Kaeya.
Oh,
I love the
Nice.
color of the gem
Rachel
in this
randomly
brooch.
disappeared.
And the
Oh,
setting is so
damn.
elegant.
Wait a
You have
second.
excellent taste, Kaeya. This can't have come cheap.
Discord isn't on my streamer mode. Weird. Okay, whatever.
It wasn't too bad. I didn't spend too much.
Might I intrude a moment?
Albedo! I actually didn't expect to see him here.
Albedo, is that you?
Wait, oh.
Come in.
I finished the latest quarterly expenses
Wait,
report
he's
for the
in
workshop.
okay.
It's ready for your review.
No, he's doing Kaya's hangout.
Traveler, greetings.
Um,
And Kaeya,
But it makes sense though.
welcome
Aren't
back
they
from
just
Sumeru.
colleagues?
I haven't seen you in a
Correct.
while.
true. True.
You two look like you're in good spirits.
As a matter of fact, the honorary knight and I traveled back from Sumeru together. Ah, yes, and I brought some
But
souvenirs
really,
for you and
the count
Kaeya.
event's so fast,
They
yeah.
form a
Yeah, I
set.
saw it. It's like if you
Hold
really don't
on.
care about any
Let me
dialogue,
dig them
just
out.
and you're
I'm
done.
actually I'm almost done already.
It's at most 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If you are like legitimately just freaking spamming everything.
I guess that's
You're
good.
too kind. Klee has been constantly inquiring as to the timing of your return lately.
Since you weren't around, she thought you had also been grounded, and that it would be a long time before you could come out.
Children always have the most peculiar way of looking at things.
Also been grounded? Sounds like things haven't been too dull for you all in my absence.
It's Klee's third time this month.
Not really a surprise.
Evidently, you're not the least bit surprised.
No. On the contrary, what would be a surprise is if Klee ever managed to stay out of trouble for a substantial length of time.
Anyway, since my souvenir is part of a set with Klee's, there's no rush to give it to me. When Klee's next, released, I'll bring her to see you sometime. We'll collect our souvenirs together.
Sure.
Yes, welcome back.
Makes sense.
Welcome back.
Leave the surprise for the person who'll enjoy it the most.
I'll leave these documents here. I'll take my leave now, everyone.
So, they decided
Kaeya,
to post some
I've
bullshit
approved your
on me
vacation
and I had
request.
to turn it off.
Use this time to relax and
You don't
unwind.
know how to turn it
Don't
off.
worry about the report and
needed
other
to
work.
turn it off.
I'll take care of it. You
Sad.
too, honorary knight.
'Cause
There
it
isn't any
decided to
work the
post some
Knights of
shit on me
Favonius
and-
require your assistance with at this
I
time,
swear to
so
God.
please take it easy.
Thank you. Then we'll be going now.
Enjoy your vacation. But don't forget to return the Fox and the Dandelion Sea series before it's due.
Don't
Oh, I
worry,
wanna play
I'm
some
nearly done
games,
with those.
man.
I'll be
But
able to
look, we
return
gotta
them in a
finish
few
this.
days.
It's okay. With the power of ChatGPT, any work is cut a time in half. But it is
Honestly, I wrote a lot of things
lol.
Wait, are you actually using ChatGPT?
for ideas. Okay, I need to do some research. I'm too lazy to look up things.
Right.
Why did I just get wood?
I'm
What?
surprised Klee still hasn't escaped.
Yes.
I taught her a few tricks just before I left. Kids will always have their moments of mischief. But to be
Yeah, my
able to
computer
grow up
decided
without a
to, like,
worry or
make
care
some
in the
noise and
world
then
is
started
something
like,
truly
and then
precious.
the screen froze.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think that's a sign that you should get a new
Well,
one.
Now that all the gifts
I
for
think
the
so
Knights
too.
of Favonius are with Jean, next up is... Ooh, how about we visit the Dawn Winery
Yeah, but I can't
under the
get a new one
pretext of
anytime
delivering
soon.
souvenirs and try to
You can
score
save
some
money
free
for
wine? It's been a long time since I last saw everyone there.
Girly,
Plus,
I
it'll be
don't
the
earn.
perfect time to treat you to some of their newest brews.
What do you mean you don't earn? You just save
D-Luke should be
for
there
like a few
tomorrow
years.
since he has business to deal with. But
Honestly,
then there's nothing scheduled for
about
the
like
day
2-3
after
months is
tomorrow,
more than enough.
so perhaps it'll be easier
Yeah.
to get free wine then. What do you think? When should we go?
Actually, you know, that's if you're in holiday, but if you're not holiday,
That
probably
works.
about half of the year.
Then I guess we'll see
Yeah.
D-Luke.
I'm not on holiday,
Let's meet at the front
Yeah.
entrance of the Dawn Winery tomorrow.
and I am crying in lessons, so I don't think I should.
I feel like it's still too soft. Am I getting like
Uh,
short of hearing? Like, why do I
No,
suddenly
I
feel like
think
the dialogue is...
Kaya's voice is very soft.
I think it's just deep.
Yeah. It's like deep but soft, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very hard to hear it. Maybe, I don't know, either that or it's hard for you to hear low frequency sounds, maybe?
Also possible, honestly. Oh, I'm supposed to wait till the next day. I said tomorrow. I didn't say when tomorrow though, so let's wait until tomorrow, exactly at 12. Really, in the middle of the night, let's go to Dawn Winery. Let's go.
I mean, it's his brother's shop, I guess.
Technically, he's still a young master of Dawn Winery.
Yeah.
That title never left.
I mean, the title can never be passed if the father himself passed.
You mean successor to Dawn Winery? Then yes, that's D-Luke, but he's still a young master of Dawn Winery.
Close enough.
Honestly, having Lynette is kind of nice.
Lol.
You made it. Come on, let's go
Where is
inside.
that page?
Brace
Jesus
yourself for some
Christ, I
sour
need to label
grapes.
everything.
Control F.
Oh,
On my book?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, it's possible.
If you're not feeling
Who knows?
well, then
Who knows? I
let
won't know
me
if
go
it's an
this
ebook.
time. Oh, I'm fine. It's not serious.
Well, you can use an imaginary.
I'm sorry.
See,
I hope
see
I'm not
studying in
interrupting
IT
anything
makes me
important.
conditioned me to believe that
What are you
everything
doing
now is
here today?
digital.
And I see you've brought
I
a
have
plus
a lot
one.
of hand drawing shit to do.
Oh, it's nothing
Like
particularly
ignoring
pressing.
anything that is
It's
like
just
my
that we recently
my
returned from
that is
Sumeru, and
not related to
given
my
how long it's been
yeah,
since
that's
we
not
last
related to my
visited
school,
the
right? Like
winery,
teaching Venus,
we
right?
thought
I have
we'd
not
drop
really
by
touched a
and say
pen and
hello.
paper in ages. Other than like
Oh my god.
my last
Is
sem's
that it?
exam,
Make
because it's
yourselves
not
comfortable
IT.
then.
It's not from the scope of
Oh,
IT
do you
that
really
that
mean
module.
that? Because my definition of comfortable
Yeah.
happens to involve prodigious amounts of your finest wines.
And
Speaking
all
of
the
which,
all the teaching materials
curious
is
where
on
you store the
online.
wine these days. Is it the same place as it always used to be?
Honestly, I would
Sounds
say
like
it's
you're in a
personal.
hurry to reach your goal. Been plotting
I
this
guess so.
raid
You have to
for
carry
a
the
long
heaviest
time.
laptop everywhere.
Yeah.
Plotting a
Where would
raid?
PSN be from?
Why, you misunderstand
I
me.
think mid-October
The truth
or,
is,
or
a
start of
rumor
November.
happened to reach my ears recently.
Oh,
My
how is
informants
she
tell me that
now?
last month, the Dawn Winery spent a large sum of
know.
Mora
same.
on 2 bottles of
It's
limited edition
very,
Nightly
crazy.
Valberry liquor.
very bad.
However, it turns out that they were
She only
likely
passed
just
one out
cheap
for her
knockoffs
prelims.
masquerading as the real thing.
He had to close the door.
Of course, a teetotaler like
Yeah.
yourself would struggle to tell the
Okay.
difference.
She always
So why
PMS
not get a
when I
connoisseur
when I
to
should
help
talk
you
her.
appraise the quality? Oh, wait.
Honestly,
But the sterling reputation of Dawn
I
Winery is
shouldn't
at
be
stake.
even asking those.
Why, if
Don't
you
worry, just
really
ask.
purchased bootleg liquor,
I
No,
give
like,
that would be
the
scandalous.
it's not really like very good.
Better
to
to-
Quite the
focus on
story.
grades. I was one of
You
those
used
people
that
who,
one
like,
last year.
had parents and like
Got anything else?
sisters and everybody
mean-
would compare grades.
What?
I mean, it's like not
Really?
like even like not comparing grades,
totally
like at
forgot.
least pass, you know.
In that
Like,
case,
don't be like,
pass,
how
yeah,
about the
but
principle of reciprocity?
She goes on like, oh, I think I get
This is
0
for
marks for
you.
paper two.
I bought it for
I
you
hope
in
I get
Sumeru.
4 marks.
And it cost a veritable
That's not
mountain
a
of
pass.
mora.
That is nowhere close to a pass, right? That's why we're trying to get her to think that way. But when
at
you try
least
to,
Thanks.
just a pass.
yeah,
Put it on
exactly.
the
Like
table.
at least pass lah. Like get some like basic
That's
human
it.
knowledge.
No
Okay, but
comment
what's the
whatsoever?
passing mark for
You want a
PSLE though?
comment?
Like,
Just 50%
Okay,
of like
then. This thing
as
is
long as it's
very
got
in
50%
line with
overall
your
can already.
unique aesthetic tastes.
oh,
Much like that vase over there.
Point to that.
Elzer, fetch a bottle of this
Actually,
year's
Never
newest
I don't know,
batch
the
from the
AI
warehouse, or else someone will
changed.
keep
That-
blabbering on.
The
with
system
endless
change is a bit
excuses.
weird now. There's
One
grade
moment,
1
Master
to
Kaeya.
8,
I
and
shall
grade
fetch
6
it
is
immediately.
between 45 and 64. So technically you can
What's
still
wrong,
fail,
Elzer?
but
Are
like
you okay?
45%.
My throat
needs
is a
to
bit
get a grade
raspy is
5.
all. It got better
Yeah.
after I began taking medicine, but
I'm gonna pretend I know what
Recently-
that is because I don't know what the new
it
system is.
flared up again.
It's just
Other
they
than a
made
bit
it
of
the same as
difficulty
the
breathing now
secondary
and then,
school one.
it's nothing to
Is
be
it?
concerned about.
Girl,
Many illnesses are caused by
Sure.
overwork. If you don't
I
get enough
wasn't
rest,
here.
medicine
I am
alone won't
sorry,
solve the
girlie.
problem.
It's fine.
Surely you should have long since handed over the work of the winery to
No, my
Diluc by
mannerisms
now.
really changed when I
You
talked
can't
to
keep
Kid.
being Diluc's butler. He's becoming a louse.
Yeah, it's about to happen.
Actually,
No,
most
it
of the
changes
time,
when I told everybody, and then like just now, like when you guys
Take
visited
some
me at
time
work,
off, Elzer.
I
Don't put it off any
actually,
longer.
Like
I'll
you guys
handle the
just
guild
left, and
matters.
then I still had like that tone.
It's important to take care of your health. You have to take it
to my
seriously.
friends, like,
You're like,
And
girl.
Like-
cavalry
girl.
captain,
And
you
you
would
turn
do
around
well
and-
to remember that brevity
Just like
is
what?
the soul of wit.
she looked at me and I was like, "Girl,
Master Diluc, Master
I never
Kaeya,
knew it.
thank you both.
You girly pop.
Jesus, but
Then I'll
like,
take
I
my
talked to her
leave
like,
and rest
okay,
for a
so
few
she-
days.
Enjoy
I'm
your
gonna check Reddit
vacation.
to see what is
Though,
somewhat
before you
considered
officially clock
passing.
out, let me head out the door with you.
Reddit, everyone's
We
friend.
can grab a few
Yes.
bottles on the way. There's nothing quite like enjoying a quality wine while feeling the
Yeah, I
gentle
don't know.
breeze against your
Maybe that's
face.
basically GG lah. Most of her AL score is like 7.
Why is everybody here?
Normally I'd
Huh?
accompany you, but unfortunately I
No,
still
they
have some
can't.
pressing matters to take care of.
They
My
they were-
apologies
okay,
and
in-
regards
in
to
Valorant terms,
both of
they
you.
were flanking me. That's what it was.
Really?
Oh.
That's a shame.
I don't play League, so I don't know.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's okay.
Well,
Tried
it's
it
not
once,
really-
never again.
Oh wait, no, I should have talked to D-Look back then. Ah, that was dumb. I think he's not there.
I mean,
Is he-
it's just, it's an experience.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
he's still here. Okay.
Where's
Too
Kaeya?
far.
I
Gone
feel
already?
like if I play more games,
Right
like,
now,
other than
just the
Valorant, I will
usual
get more
day-to-day
angry
winery
with time.
business. But I'll be
Nah,
attending
you
a
should play
meeting
more
in
like-
Elzer's place shortly.
Less PvP
The meeting
games, I guess.
concerns
Means like
research
less
and
player versus
development of
player.
new beverages and
Like
involves
Valorant,
collaboration
that one you
between
get more
several
angry
different
because
wineries.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes more sense for me to attend anyway.
Why
Kaeya
are
can
the
answer any
describing
questions you
words
might have
so
while I'm not here.
painful to read?
He's quite familiar.
Oh, that's
with the
English for you,
winery.
man.
This therapeutic.
English
this
language is the
tranquil.
bad language.
That is surreal.
Actually,
That
no.
is invigorating.
Nice.
But you do understand the words, right?
I understand the words, but like I need more like how to say describing words that are more like you see what you describe.
I asked Connor to
Ah.
select a bottle of our best.
Simplification.
He'll bring it by shortly.
Yeah.
It's my kind of language, Mama.
You asked Connor?
It's harmonious.
He hasn't
and then
seen
the
you in a
description
while.
is the
He's
balance
just
between the
happy to be
flowing
able
water
to
and
do
the
this for
travertine
you.
Formations can be described as
Considerate
harmonious
as
or
ever.
balanced.
Ah,
I'm
Elzer,
just
I also
I
brought
want
you
to
a
stab my
gift.
computer.
Here, This belt buckle's
Oh.
for you.
Bitong.
Such artistry.
I might break my fourth
Thank
pen.
you. Very
Oof.
much indeed. I'll put it on as soon as I get home.
Glad you like it.
Wait, how do you break
Go
a
on.
pen?
Enjoy your time off. And don't
I
forget
threw
to
it
see a
too hard
doctor.
And the mechanism stopped
Very
working.
well, Master Kaeya.
Oh.
I'll
should
be
buy a-
taking my leave now.
Yes.
A small box
insane.
of like big pen like
Elzer is a
BIC
good
that
guy,
brand.
and he's
It's
very
like so cheap
responsible.
and you can break as many
With
as you want, you know.
1,000 different things to
Yeah.
worry about each day,
One
that same sense of
I threw very
responsibility
hard that it
wears
bounced
him
off my
down.
paper and hit the wall.
Master Kaeya, your
Jesus.
wine and an apple cider
and it
for your
broke.
friend.
The other one
All
was a very
freshly
cheap pen that I
fermented
just
this
bent.
year. Please,
God.
have a taste. Traveler,
And both
this
were
one's
due
for
to
you.
school.
Arigatos.
Oh, very
And
clear.
both were because of
And a
school.
full-bodied aroma. That's
So what
rather
does that say?
nice.
Good is bad for
Ah.
your health.
Isn't it? This one's a little on the sweeter side, but I can go grab a dry one if you'd prefer.
Wow.
No need. Sweet is just fine.
Good.
Let's drink one together.
Don't mind if I do.
This character's ew.
I haven't caught up with you like this in a long time. We used to always pour the first glass for you when cracking open a new
I'm doing
barrel.
some stupid shit.
With you gone these past few years, I've had to drink it for you.
Why is she just...
Well, since it wasn't me harvesting the grapes, de-stemming, or crushing them, it's much more fitting that you should take the first taste.
Crushing the grapes improves the aroma and color of the wine during the fermentation process. If you're curious to learn more about the winemaking process, you can read our Fruit Winemaker's Manual. If you'd like, Traveler, you can help us harvest some grapes. Winemaking can be quite a lot of fun.
Oh, is it in season right now?
It isn't nearly as exciting as he makes it sound. Your back will be in so much pain after picking grapes that you won't be able to stand up straight.
Master Kaeya is right. Harvesting grapes is a back-breaking labor.
It sounds like literally.
Hi.
But seeing the grapes turn into grape juice, then ferment into wine, it's a fascinating experience. And every person at the winery should have a chance to share in it.
Wait, so
Right?
D-Luke
Typing.
actually helps you with the winemaking?
This guy is
Oh,
like
goodness
roaming.
no. Master
he's
D-Luke
roaming the
is
map for
far
some
too
reason.
busy, not just during the day, but even at night.
Lol.
Oh? And just
Okay,
what is
lost.
D-Luke always so busy with?
Well, you know, come nightfall, he's always out there, networking and so on. Master Kaeya, you may be surprised to learn just what lengths Master D-Luke is willing to go to for the sake of the business.
Connor, you're an awful liar. I hate to see you struggle.
Oh, so Master Kaeya, how do you like your drink? I remember you weren't very interested in wine when you were young.
Least natural segue in conversational history.
That was because the adults said children weren't allowed even a drop. Don't you remember how much trouble D-Luke got in that time he snuck a drink?
Ah, yes, of course. Adeline even covered for the two of you.
But on a serious note, having grown up at a winery, I spent my childhood watching Tunner plant the grape seeds, waiting for them to ripen on the vine, harvesting them together, and waiting for the alcohol to ferment. Even though I couldn't help with making distilled spirits, watching everyone
shit, my
work
phone
was
turned off.
fascinating. How could anyone not love to drink with a childhood like that?
D-Luke.
So, let us raise a glass to wine itself, and in thanks to the gracious hospitality the winery has shown us today.
Okay.
Here, here, to Dawn Winery.
Speaking of wine, Connor, I have a gift for you. It's a decanter set from Sumeru.
I get a present too? Thank you, Master Kaeya. Time really does fly. I still remember the days when everyone was giving you gifts at your birthday parties when you were young. Now I have wrinkles
I
and
attended
Tunner's
the-
bent double. Well, Master Kaeya is the cavalry captain
mass
of the Knights
gathering
of
for the
Favonius.
class, but I skipped his.
How is Tunner holding up?
part of the
He's still tough, but getting on in years, so some things just aren't as easy as they were. But he's used to doing things his way and doesn't trust new employees to do it for him. A lot of the temporary workers I hired quit because they couldn't handle how picky he
like,
was.
I hated him so much.
Master
that I-
Kaeya, if you have time, why not
Okay,
go
maybe
talk
it's
to him
not
about
just
it?
Hitler.
You're probably the only
I don't
person he'll
know,
listen to besides Master D-Luke.
I definitely owe him a visit. I haven't seen him in some
Oh
time.
my fucking
And I
god.
do have fond memories
I
of the
cannot just
days
write
when he was
Trevor
teaching me to pick
Whoa.
grapes.
What is Trevor T?
Okay,
Let's look
chat
it
with
up.
Colonel.
Texture is one.
Busy day today, Tunner?
Oh, Master Kaeya, you're back. No, I'm not at all busy. I just spend my hours watching the grapes growing on the vine.
Well, I'm in danger.
They're growing wonderfully this year. A few rows are almost ripe. We've already begun
I'm talking to
harvesting them
myself,
these
don't worry.
past few days, so that'll keep me occupied. Sit. After we're done picking, I'll bring a few bunches over for you to try.
I talk to myself a
No
lot.
need.
So if you
We were
hear me
just drinking with Connor,
mumbling,
and our
do not
stomachs
answer.
are so full of wine that we
I shall
couldn't eat a
answer.
bite.
What about your friend? Doesn't he want to try?
That terrace
Allow me to
formation
introduce
one
the
word that
honorary
keeps
knight
popping
of
up.
the Knights of
Texture
Favonius.
is also one word.
Ah, the honorary knight in the flesh. There are so many
Uh-uh.
talented people in the Knights of Favonius. You all have bright futures ahead of you.
Harvesting grapes is hard work.
Yeah, it's like
Let me help
glass,
you.
Something that I
Do you
can
still
use,
remember how I
as
used to help
material.
out when we were short-handed?
I believe I
It's gonna
do.
be like very
In that case,
beige
I'm
glaze,
counting on you.
It's not.
What's
but it's
this?
used so
Everyone's
much and it's,
clamoring
like,
to do
kinda pissing
manual
me off.
labor? Well,
You wanna
suits
use wood
me.
also.
More help is always appreciated.
The old guy literally said, "Oh, free labor? Thanks."
Come with
Wow.
me, young lad. I'll tell you which grapes are ripe enough, and you can pick them.
It's textured, of course. Keyword.
Oh my god, they actually made icons for the grapes now. Ah, cool. I can actually see the grapes as a quest item. Hey, I can!
Maybe I can use it
You have nimble hands, lad.
first.
Master Kaeya wasn't nearly so careful when he was young. He mangled so many his first time. What a waste.
You guys
Fortunately,
need to...
the young master has a good head on his shoulders. Didn't take long for him to get up to speed. And now he's turned into such an outstanding young man. Polite and kind.
It seems
If I had a son as exceptional as Kaeya, oh, I would be the happiest man in Mondstadt.
Texture eco-sensitive.
There's a few more rows of grapes up ahead. Let's finish picking them together. Careful not to damage the grapes when you pinch the stem.
Do I wait for him to get there, or do I just go ahead and pick them? You said you want to pick them together, yeah?
Bandera.
Oh, he's just gonna stand here. Never mind.
It's very
These grapes look
organic in a
excellent.
sense where
You're a
it's
fast
going-
learner.
The shape is not circular, but it's not.
I'll take them.
It's
Good
not
job.
flat either.
Master Kaeya left the winery and moved to Mondstadt. Just like my own son, Guy. He left home to join the Knights of Favonius, too. I don't know him like Miss Adeline or Master D-Luke do, but I know that no matter how old your child gets, they always need a home they can come back to. And without family by your side, you at least need the companionship of friends.
Oh my god, you know the
I've
card
been
I just
working here
realized
for
you know
decades
you leave the
Watched him
dialogue
grow
also
up
right, it's
with
probably
my
longer
own
than the
two
gameplay.
eyes. Sometimes I
Probably, yeah.
get the sense that
Fuck,
there's
it's so
something
cringe. Why?
bothering him. Something
Eh,
deep-rooted.
Someone voice at that point. Just make it short.
whatever. You gotta make a plot, bro. It's plot.
But he
The plot
guards
that they
his
didn't bother
secrets
voicing,
closely.
so
Or
Just because it's
perhaps
not
he just
voiced doesn't
doesn't
mean it's
want
not
to involve us.
important. Just
After
do it.
all, I doubt that we could help him.
nah, man.
I can see that
If they
you
want
have
it to
a
be
good
important, they just
relationship with Master
they
Kaeya.
might as well voice it.
Please look after him. He's very dear to us.
And before the memes, but hey.
Hearing that puts my mind at ease. You're a good child. Thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful. Knowing that he has a friend like you, we here at the winery can be happy for him.
You're looking very happy, Tunner. Was the traveler telling you some jokes?
No jokes.
I just came into the
I've received a
fucking
letter
room and
from
you're
my
telling me I'm
son,
coming home.
Guy.
Jesus.
He's really going places.
Oh.
I'm so delighted.
Who's coming home, Adele?
Master Kaeya,
My
honorary
sister.
knight. My
I
eyesight
wanted
is
to
fading in
'cause
my
it's
old
like quiet
age.
store. Now she
Could
comes
you
back
read
from
it out
fucking
for me?
movie.
Of course.
Thank you
I
both.
do not need words like picturesque, ethereal, majestic beach.
Ethereal? Who the hell? Did I just get a lamp? Oh yeah, he gives me a lamp. I forgot about that.
It's unique, but I
It's...
do not want that.
Whatever. I was about to say it sounds
Pardon?
pretentious, but never mind.
Hello?
Yes.
Yes, Cedric.
That's nothing.
Okay, Cedric.
I'm here. I'm here.
Mention any conservation efforts of its status.
I'm
to
surprised
highlight the
Klee still
importance of
hasn't escaped.
preserving-
I taught her a few
Fuck you.
tricks just before I left. Kids will always have their moments of... Well, now that all the... Ooh, D-Luke should be there tomorrow since he has business to deal with. But then there's nothing scheduled for the day after tomorrow. What do you think? When should we go?
Get free wine.
Great. Then it's settled. Let's meet the day after tomorrow at the front entrance of the Dawn Winery.
Okay. Lynette with camo.
Oh, period.
2 days. And
I want to
exactly
use
on the
this concept in every room, but I just realized that the grandma is wheelchair bound. I mean, it still works, but I need to change a lot of things for her. Cultural harmonious.
to the Dawn Winery.
Step on up!
I
Over
can.
here!
You're more punctual than I expected. Let's head inside.
Wait, were you expecting to wait? At 12 midnight? Impressive.
Master Kaeya? And the Traveler? Welcome, welcome. Please, come in. I'll fetch you both something to drink.
Wow, everybody just died.
Long time no see, Elzer.
Yes, it's been a while, hasn't it?
What words
So,
can go
what brings you
into
back to the winery
inferior?
this... Sorry. Is there anything I can do for you?
No
Is
need
it
to be
too
so
late to
formal.
try?
I just returned from Sumeru and dropped by to see you all.
Organic fluid.
Ah, what a
Yes.
pity. Master D-Luke went out to handle business last night and hasn't returned yet.
Never mind. The main thing is that you and Adeland are here. Oh,
I need to
speaking
use
of
toilet
Adeland,
to fuck
where
this
is
shit.
she?
She's taking some time off.
It's
She was
giving
busy
period.
cleaning yesterday and finally has a bit of time to herself.
Perfect. I brought some gifts for you both.
Honestly, okay, honestly,
Here,
I was laughing about
This
that.
belt buckle is for you.
Oh,
My
What
goodness,
was laughing
it's
about that?
exquisite.
that was a
Thank
very
you,
fast
Master
toilet
Kaeya.
break.
I didn't even move. I
I'll
just heard it. I was
treasure
like,
it.
oh.
Would you like anything
I
to
was
drink?
laughing
We
about it
recently
as
finished
well.
making a
I
new
don't even
batch
know
of
why. I
dandelion
was
wine.
just laughing.
Well, what perfect timing. I was just
I think it
wondering
was
how
the
this year's
MRT
batch was
thing.
coming along.
Yeah.
Let me fetch a barrel and have someone
Yeah.
deliver it to the Knights of
I
Favonius
honestly
headquarters
just
for you.
remembered it and I was like,
Oh, I won't be needing an entire
because
barrel.
it was so random.
A couple of bottles will be more than sufficient. Else Diluc might say I
just
came here to
realized
beg.
if I use glass
Oh,
bottles,
Master
stupid shit,
Diluc
I
might grumble,
cannot make
but he
it
doesn't
very
mean it. Anyway, let me
Unless-
fix you both a drink.
Much obliged. Then I'll have a glass of dandelion wine and a glass of cider lake for him, if you please.
Am I drinking lake water?
The name is not that literal. It is a drink with virtually no alcoholic content, as Master Kaeya will be aware. I'll prepare them now. Please, wait a moment.
Strictly speaking, that's not entirely true. Cider Lake does have a tiny amount of alcohol in it.
Please, enjoy. Pleased you liked it. Looks like my bartending skills haven't faded with age.
Press the wrong button, guys.
How have you been recently? Is the winery's business doing well?
To tell you the truth, we've had our work cut out for us recently trying to fulfill some major orders. Things have only just started to quiet down over the last couple of days.
So, you've had no time off lately?
Master Diluc was concerned about the same thing. But with him being out on business for a few days, who would take care of business and the guests if I were to take time off? Maybe some other time.
At least take half a day to see a doctor and make sure you're okay. If your condition worsens, Diluc will never forgive himself.
You make a fair point.
If you're worried about having someone to handle the winery, why not leave it to me? I'm familiar enough with your responsibilities to cover for you for a while.
Master Kaeya, Please, come back to the winery more often. We all miss you very much.
All right. No need for that kind of talk. Come on. I'll see you out.
Are you serious? Let me be.
While I'm resting, I shall leave Dawn
I
Winery
think our
in your
friend
hands.
group broke me because
Don't worry. I'm
we
not going
openly talk
anywhere.
about shit
Rest
a
easy.
lot.
And go see the doctor.
I think so too.
That's
It's okay, that's the point of a
Such
fan group,
great
is to
weather
talk shit
today.
about other people.
Calm
Wait a
breeze
second.
and
not
delicious
just talk
wine.
shit about other
Though, it's a pity this batch
This
seems
guy's
a
out
bit
of line.
bland.
But he's correct.
How about I go to the wine locker and fetch one from the
I mean,
reserve
he's not wrong.
collection?
Exactly.
Remember, it's on the
That's
second
what I'm all.
floor.
That's what I'm all about. I'm always out of line.
Of course
But
it's
I'm never
fine.
wrong.
I promised Elzer I'd help.
It's out of line, but he's not
I
wrong.
said nothing about leaving the wine alone.
Sorry, I'm a little late to the welcome party, but I believe I just heard the words wine locker and reserve collection. Planning on pilfering a bottle of reserve, Master Kaeya? The reserve collection is reserved for a reason, you know. You should at least run it past Master Diluc first.
Oh, Adeland, surely you misheard. We were simply taking a walk around the house.
I see. Anyway, what brings you and the traveler to the winery today?
To pilfer bottles from the wine reserve.
We just returned from Sumeru. It's been a while, so I thought we might drop by and say hello. And perhaps enjoy a complimentary drink while we're here. Surely you wouldn't object, Adeland.
How could I object? We're simply happy that you've come back
I
to
was about
see
to
us.
die. Yeah, I did die.
Oh, Adeland, I also brought some gifts for you all. This bottle of essential oil is for you. If you rub it on your hands when it gets cold, your skin won't crack.
Do you want
Oh
to see what I
my.
have written so
I
far?
can't believe you remembered something like that.
I wish I could.
Of course I remember.
It's
You
okay. I'll
always
send
took
it.
such good care of me when
Sure.
I fell sick as a child. In comparison, this is nothing.
You're all grown up now, and you don't get sick nearly as easily. You don't need me to look after you anymore.
True, I don't get sick as much. But speaking of being looked after, when I was in Sumeru, I did find myself and my stomach missing your cooking so terribly.
Oh, are you hungry? Would you like to eat something? You too, traveler. Please tell me if there's anything you'd like to eat.
Well, now that you mention it, I do actually feel a bit peckish.
Steak?
Oh, yes. A
I
nice
need
steak
one
would
more
really hit the
keyword.
spot.
But I have
Fragrant cedarwood
no
grilled,
idea what
medium,
am I supposed to
stewed
be making.
vegetables on the side.
Lol.
Yes, just like you always used to make. Thank
Okay,
you
just go
kindly,
to like
Adeland.
some dictionary website.
My pleasure. Traveler, I'm sorry I'm not familiar with your preferences. Would you like
Such
to
the
come
same
with
thing
me
three
and
times.
select a few dishes?
Oh, I guess I'm not having a say in that.
Hmm.
This seems a bit, I don't know,
I made
open for kitchen?
ChatGPT think.
Grilling the steak over fragrant cedarwood infuses it with more flavor than pan frying it. It's a favorite of Master Kaya's.
Pause for a
I
bit.
would have expected a bigger, like, oven or frying pan. I don't know what's this.
Since using an open flame to grill
I
indoors
can
is
make use
somewhat
of curtains.
inconvenient, we usually set
It
up
would
a
be
grill
so
outdoors.
pretty.
It's perfect for grilling meat,
But then it
but
would
you can
also
also
be very
use it to
messy.
make stews.
That's not a grill, Adeline.
I can offer you a satisfying salad, cold cut platter, and anything stewed. What would you prefer, traveler?
But you know the heater's like danger output is so strong. It's hard to sew with electro
Okay, right
if you have the
away.
heater in the team.
Fair.
Master Kaeya really likes stewed vegetables,
Actually,
but it takes the most
You need to
time.
do it first,
So
then
I'll
you'll
start
work. If
making
not,
that
if not,
first,
you'll
and then
permanently
prepare
be
your
dead,
meal
bro.
once that's underway.
actually, you can. But the thing is, it needs to
Wait, why am I
be
buying this?
during. It's
Yeah,
weird. It needs to be during the aggravate or during the spread, where
it's very
both
hard to
elements
prepare.
are active.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Yeah, so
Actually, no, I should buy it.
Of course! I looked after him and Master Diluc when they were
it is
growing up.
possible.
He
Fair
wasn't always such a complicated character. He was a gentle child,
Some of my
polite and very
shit.
sweet. Boys, huh? The gentle ones grow up to be wild, and the rambunctious ones become quiet and reserved. At least that's my experience. If there's anything you don't understand about Master Kaeya and his antics, please feel free to talk to me about it. His temperament has changed quite a lot over the years, but he still has a lot of the endearing qualities I remember. Kaeya is much savvier and more mature than he used to be. Goodness knows he could be tricky to deal with. But let me share a few little tips. When he answers your question with a question, stop and think carefully about what he wants you to believe, and don't be led on by him. As for not knowing what he's up to, that's because he loves making up a good cover story. But don't let him get to you too much.
Just use it all
You
and
can
then I
take it from
die.
me.
This
You
shit
were
goes
drinking a
away.
cider lake just now, right? Do you know why it's called that? The name was coined by none other than Master Crepus when he mixed the drink for Master Kaeya himself. Oh, they were adorable when they were young. One time, the winery was hosting a banquet, and Master Crepus strictly forbade Master Diluc from drinking. Master Diluc wasn't happy about that, and he convinced Master Kaeya to team up with him and sneak into the wine cellar to steal some dandelion wine. And how did I find this out? Because when Master Kaeya attempted to distract me, I could clearly see Diluc hiding around the corner of the corridor, gesturing to Master Kaeya to direct him through the whole thing. The Captain Kaeya of today never bats an eye when he lies, but he wasn't like that at all when he was young. Ah, goodness, how did I get into this? Anyway,
They were discovered by Master Krepus in the end, and he was furious. He punished Master Kaeya by making him write lines, and Master Diluc was forced to clean the wine barrels in the cellar. Oh, the wine cellar had over a dozen large wine barrels to scrub, and Master Diluc was just a child. There was no way he could finish it all by himself. Master Krepus really meant to teach him a lesson. I'd originally planned to secretly finish off the work for him, but when I peeked inside the cellar, I found that Master Kaeya was already there. He and I finished scrubbing the remaining barrels when Master Krepus saw that the bruises on Master Kaeya's hands were even darker than those on Master Diluc's hands. He instantly understood the situation.
Oh.
Master Krepus wasn't stern by nature, so to comfort Master Kaeya, he mixed him a drink and added a few drops of alcohol just so he could have a little taste. So you see, Kaeya was a gentle child and never one to boast about the things he did for other people. Sometimes he'd even deny it if asked. His friends have a special place in his heart, even if he keeps this to himself. Kaeya's quite a smooth talker these days, but I can tell that his habit of quietly helping others hasn't changed. Ah, good. Okay, the stew is nearly ready, but the meat and the other dishes will need a moment. Please wait at the table. I'll be over shortly.
Surprise!
Drinking fine wine, eating Adeline's steak? Ah, now this is what I call a vacation. Oh? What has Adeline been telling you? So she told the good stories. Well, shucks. Now I'm embarrassed.
Food's ready. I hope you're hungry. I made a little extra, given how long it's been since you were last here.
Oh, we never imagined there would be such a magnificent feast. You've really outdone yourself. Why don't you sit and eat with us this time?
If you keep chatting away, the food will get cold. I'll wait here. Please call me if you need anything.
I'm afraid that just won't do, Adeline. I'm serious. We get together so rarely. Can't you bend the house rules just this once? After all, I don't live here anymore, so I'm just a regular guest. You aren't going to refuse your honored guest this small request, are you?
Since it's you, Master Kaeya, I see no choice but to honor your request. I know that us sharing a meal is a sign of our close relationship, but this is technically against the rules for a maid, so please forgive me for rebuffing you at first. I didn't mean to sound rude. Traveler, given how petty Master Kaeya can be, it must be hard for him to make friends. Does he have any friends in the Knights of Favonius?
Yes, me.
Looks like my efforts have paid off. See, Adeline?
Hello, everyone. Pardon me, but is this Dawn Winery? I'm Guangzhe, a guard with the Secure Transport Agency under the Leo Communications Office. Here's my card.
No wonder Elzer felt so strongly about staying. He certainly wasn't kidding about how busy it is. Mr. Guangzhe, a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
The pleasure is all mine. The Secure Transport Agency has worked with your fine establishment in the past, though we have only corresponded through letters. I always found it a great pity that I, the overseer of our cooperation, have never had the occasion to visit in person.
Why don't we go inside to discuss the details? No doubt the conversation will flow better with some of our wines to taste. Adeline, we'll continue our discussion later. Could you fetch some apple cider for the three of us?
Certainly, Master Kaeya. Please wait a moment.
Into business. Oh. Yoink. Oh. Ah. No. Ah, I missed it. Ah, whatever. Okay. Oh, wait, what? What did it go down? Oh, okay. Ah, I missed another one. God damn it.
Oh, I'll be back.
here? Wait. Oh, this is the Oh, this is the vase that Diluc said was to Kaeya's aesthetics taste. Cool.
And how might I address you, sir? As well as your...
Just Kaeya is fine. I'm standing in today for Elzer, who usually manages the winery's business. And this is my good friend.
A pleasure to meet you as well. I'm not just here today to pay a visit. I actually have an invitation for Master Diluc to cut the ribbon at a ceremony to celebrate our agency's business. Our collaboration with Dawn Winery last year was quite successful, and I was curious about your product shipment plans for the next quarter. If it's no trouble, please, also mention to Master Diluc that our agency has expanded this year, so if the winery has any additional needs, please consider us.
Master Kaeya, the apple cider you requested.
Master? Wait. Pardon my foolishness, but might I inquire as to your relation to Dawn Winery?
I'm Master Krepus's adopted son, and Master Diluc's brother. However, as a serving captain with the Knights of Favonius, I am rarely at the winery.
My mistake. I apologize for not realizing earlier. I do hope I have not done you a discourtesy.
You may have misunderstood, Mr. Guangzhi. Though I am Master Diluc's brother, I don't actually live at Dawn Winery. I'm also a guest here today. I'm merely here receiving guests due to Elzer being temporarily indisposed. But please, don't worry. I will be sure to extend your invitation to Master Diluc.
Thank you for your graciousness. I knew the Dawn Winery's wines were delicious, but I am only now discovering how wonderful the apple cider is. It has a clear and inviting fragrance.
In addition to the apple cider, the winery has an extensive collection of reserve wines and liquors. I see you are also a connoisseur of fine wines, so it would be a shame not to sample some. Adeland, please fetch a bottle from the reserve collection in the second floor wine locker.
As you wish, Master.
Legitimately pilfering one.
Thank you again for your most gracious hospitality. Today's trip was very fruitful. Now, allow your humble servant to take his leave.
Please, it was a pleasure. Here's hoping we'll have a chance to share some more fine wines together in the future.
The guest has left, Master Kaeya. It's no skin off my nose. Master Diluc may have a few choice words when he learns of the situation, but that's all. All I really wanted to say is, you will always be a part of the Dawn Winery family, Master Kaeya. I have never considered you an outsider. No matter when, if you ever feel tired, you'll always be welcome here.
I understand, Adeland. Oh, now this is a busy day. Who's at the door this time?
Hello, everyone. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Now that was fast. How are you feeling?
The doctor said there was nothing to worry about. I just need some rest. But on the way back, I met someone who was looking for Master Kaeya.
Oh, Clee!
Kaeya! Shh! Klee's here to rescue you! Come on! Let's escape! Mr. Honorary Knight! Are you grounded with Kaeya too?
Grounded? Yes, Albedo was saying something about that. Sumeru was fun, but it can't compare with Mondstadt. So here we are.
You two must have done something to make Jean mad, but that's okay. Kaeya has rescued Klee loads of times before, so when Albedo told me you came back, I went and said sorry to
Wow, the
Jean.
steadfast mode is actually quite difficult, man.
What's steadfast mode?
Have you done the fighting event right now for Genshin?
No, I'm not.
Oh, it's quite hard.
Oh, is it fully out already?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
You can really do the preview without pressing any button, without doing anything.
Oh, if my memory serves me correctly, this child is...
This is a fully qualified Knight of Favonius, Klee.
Hello, Miss. I'm Klee. We're sorry.
One of them you have to
Please don't
face
ground
the
Kaeya.
3 million health guys, like 3 of them 2 times.
Oh shit.
And still
What?
beat it in 150 seconds.
Impossible for me, no.
No, it's already impossible for me.
Ah,
I really
Maybe
need
I'm
to
using
take
the wrong
Kaeya
team, but
and Mr.
seems
Honorary
impossible.
Knight away,
for me, I know it's
so
impossible
we
as
can
well.
go find Albedo, Sucrose, Amber, and everyone else and play together.
I see. Hello, Miss Klee. You needn't worry. Master Kaya's grounding is long over.
See, Adeline, you don't
At
need
first
to
they
worry
like
about
appear
me.
as like the
I
normal
have
Hydro
lots of people to
Eidolon
care for me now.
Saucimioto arc. Then it suddenly changed to the fucking 3 million health guys.
3 million health.
Yeah, and then they can one-shot your characters.
View invitation. Oh. Oh, is that what you can do now? Ah, that's much easier.
Yeah.
Return
But
to
it-
Mondstadt. I'm already in Mondstadt, but I'm assuming
Like-
I just go to
Like you see in my stream, yeah, you're fighting these guys.
Doink. The water tinted splitting phantasm.
Yeah.
Steadfast.
I think the left one is the... All of them is like the annoying one.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Step on up.
You need a vape comp or something then.
My comp is already like this, bro.
Hmm. I'm surprised
Well,
you. I'm
it's-
honestly
Look,
surprised you don't have Huta.
Mondstadt's windmills.
Huh?
Huta.
Ah, such a
I'm trying
comforting
Huton
sight.
now.
Oh, I see.
Because
Now,
the goal with
as
like
according to the
Raiden there
merchant's
is to
loot, I know you like rare things,
refill
so
Xiangling's out
perhaps you can
non-stop.
add this to your collection.
Aha.
Of course,
Because
you can
I
also
changed my
use it as an
Xiangling build from
ordinary
energy
pot.
recharge to full damage.
Personally, I think you
I
are
see.
welcome. I'm ready to head into the city now.
I think a crit
could
rate, crit
give
damage
maybe
ratio
I'll
is like
take
1
a
to
breather
3.
first. But I know I'll only get bored sitting in my room alone.
Okay, I'll try
Ugh.
Huton, maybe it might work.
Do you have any suggestions?
But there's no way, I don't think I can clear this one. It's
I'm
actually
honored to
very
have such
difficult.
a caring friend. Let's go to the plaza in front of the cathedral. We can listen to the bards playing or feed the pigeons. After so long in Sumeru, I've begun to miss that slow-paced and relaxed atmosphere.
I might cheat for this.
There's no rush. We can take our time and stroll on over.
Cheat? Oh, not really cheating, honestly. Using all available resources.
It's a
Yes.
feature.
Okay, going.
Port Ormos is always lively, even late into the night. People there go to bed much later than I imagined. Quite a stark contrast with Mondstadt. People pray and play music in the cathedral plaza during the day, but come nighttime, the streets are deserted.
Bro,
except
Venice
for the
E
knights
literally
on
doing
patrol.
more damage than people's like Huta's like
Good question.
ultimate without vape.
Nice. Now, if you add vape in there, it's only like ×2.
Yeah.
So.
Life in Sumeru is never dull. Last time I was out drinking on the street
And then
at
you see
night,
this bullshit.
some passing
It's spawned so
mercenaries
far,
invited
but-
me to dance.
Ah, yes. Vape.
Oh,
Although
250k.
I did learn later that that kind of thing is highly unusual even there. They must have been in a very good mood that night. They taught me a lot of songs that they usually sing during feasts.
Are you kidding me?
It really was a fun night. But be that as it may, I think I'm more suited to the free and easy life in Mondstadt. Simple, honest folks like me, we don't need much to be content. Fair enough. Let's shelve that discussion for now. Have you ever had a chance to hear the cathedral choir before? The hymns they sing are a whole tradition in their own right. Quite different from the folk songs that the bards play. Well, let's see if we can catch them today. Sister Grace is right there, so we can ask her about the choir's schedule.
Oh, okay. Hutacom actually cleared it just nice. Jesus.
Excuse me, Sister Grace.
That was
Does the church
unnecessarily
choir
high.
have any performances coming up soon?
Oh, I'm so sorry. The hymn concert we previously announced has unfortunately been pushed back.
Oh? What's the story there?
As you probably know, Captain Kaeya, we've been trying to organize an amateur choir in addition to the regular church choir.
Ah, yes. I heard about that. I believe the plan was ultimately to have different choirs who can take turns to perform hymn concerts.
Yes, exactly. Well, it turns out there are plenty of believers who are good singers and interested in joining a choir. So, in theory, it should have been a simple case of getting everyone in the same room, then practice, practice, practice. But, for some reason, the rehearsals are going terribly. I don't understand it. Everyone in the choir has a basic level of musical literacy, but they sound awful together. It's like everyone's trying to do their own thing. There's no group harmony. Oh, maybe I'm just not musically gifted enough to give them the guidance they need. Captain Kaeya, I know you like listening to hymns. How good is your understanding of vocal music?
Me? Music is far from my forte. But if you need some help, then don't worry. I know an expert who's more than up to the task.
Ooh, Venti?
Thank you so much, Captain Kaeya. Having some expert guidance will definitely be a great help.
I'm sure you've figured out who this expert is already. He has the best singing voice of any poet in Mondstadt, and understands poetry better than any other singer. Plus, he's exceptionally easy to find. 9 out of 10 times, he's in the tavern.
Of course he is. I guess he's not always limited to a he, I guess. Ah, there he is.
Good day. Drinking alone? I hope you don't mind us joining you.
Hello, hello! Please, take a seat. We're all friends here.
Patton, 1 moonlit alley and an apple cider.
Ooh, excellent choices. Come on, let's have a toast and drain our glasses together. Here's to the time spent drinking with friends, which is more unforgettable than the drinks are delectable.
Ever the poet, Professor Venti. A beautiful toast from the bard with the most. Any new songs of yours we could listen to? There's a real dearth of quality entertainment at the moment, since the cathedral's choir performance has been delayed again. Speaking of which, I trust you've heard Sister Grace's choir perform before?
Of course! Though the format is a little on the formal side, they do sing quite beautifully. Very pleasant to listen to.
So you'd say you enjoy listening to hymns?
Let me think. Well, however it's expressed, as long as you can hear the singer's passion and joy in their voice, I consider it a phenomenal performance.
Passion and joy, huh? An intriguing perspective. By this logic, I suppose Lord Barbados would also enjoy the choir's performances.
Oh? And why is that?
Think about it. It's only because of his patient guidance and protection that the people of Mondstadt can now sing such beautiful hymns in the cathedral. It must be quite satisfying for him to hear a joyful people lift up their voices in song.
Yes, well, that's a beautiful image filled with hope. But actually, maybe Barbados himself doesn't give it so much thought.
Since he's right next to him.
In principle, the hymns of the cathedral are dedicated to a god. But in reality, the audience are all ordinary people with very worldly concerns. So what really matters is that the people enjoy what they're listening to.
If Sister Grace was able to see things that way, perhaps she wouldn't feel so distressed.
Huh? Distressed? About what? Ugh, she might be asking a bit too much. To be honest, if they have a natural talent for music, they should just be allowed to sing whatever they want. It'll all sound good.
She was up with the difficulty spike in the previous level. What the hell?
I'm pretty sure the first
Only that
people to
water
sing
stage is
songs
very
to
hard.
the Animo Archon
Ah,
weren't all
spectacular.
singing the same tune.
There's not
Besides,
like a minute
he's
to
the
spare.
god
What the
of freedom. Surely he'd prefer to hear
I mean, to be
Mondstadters
fair, the
sing
ley
their
line for this
hearts out
stage is
however
increased
comes
energy
naturally
recharge
to
and
them.
burst damage. Which is like literally what Raiden wants.
Ah, fair.
Well, to each their own, I say.
But still, the
But
difficulty spike is so
Sister
different.
Grace seems quite bothered by the whole thing. If only a kind soul with a deep understanding of poetry and music could help her. Patton?
More drinks?
Uh-oh. I only brought enough money for one bottle today. I'll have to pass.
Another bottle of apple cider for Venti, please, Patton. My treat.
Wow! Thanks, Kaeya. Ah, you are one of the finest students ever to emerge from my fast-track love poetry class. I always did admire your enthusiasm and kindness. With the aid of
I
this
am 3
bottle,
pages
a
in.
humble bard's woes are
On
whisked
one
away on the wind.
How many
And
more
so
to
it
go?
falls to this humble bard to pass the blessing on to another.
Then this is probably the single most worthwhile alcohol
I
purchase
don't
I've
want to
ever
think.
made. With your help, Sister Grace's problems are as good as solved.
Honestly, like,
Sister Grace is a devout follower of the Animo Archon. Perhaps it's
10
her
more
depth of
drawings.
devotion that causes her to worry too much about the smallest things.
10-ish more
Don't worry.
drawings plus
Just
a
wait a
few
moment.
more
I'll go find her.
bullshittery.
Right after I finish this cider.
Oh my god, bro.
Of course. If it isn't the mortal bribing a god with wine.
The next time you visit her, our sweet sister shall be sad no more.
Oh my god, the wombo combo on this. What the frick?
Next day. Well, let's just see what Venti has to say.
Oh.
Kaeya
Oh, it doesn't
is a
revive for
wily
you, eh?
character,
Yes.
but free wine is always the most delicious.
Oh, that's stupid.
It's fine. I mean, the church's choral hymns aren't exactly my strong suit, what with all the finicky formalities and so on. But as long as there is love for music in the air, I'm sure I'll be able to help.
Hey, you're not just doing it for the wine?
Hey, if I'm happy and Sister Grace is happy and the audience is happy, that's a great thing, isn't it?
Hey. Okay, to the next day. Oh, 6 p.m., right?
There are leaves around, and I know just the tune to accompany them, if you wish to hear it.
Over here!
Into the wind!
Oh my god. I think I've just teleported. That would have been much faster.
Hello, Sister Grace. How are the rehearsals going?
Captain Kaeya, your bard friend has a few suggestions that are somewhat fanciful in nature.
Fanciful in the sense of not worth adopting? Is that what you mean? Everyone in the choir loves to sing.
but they're used to singing their favorite songs. Suddenly asking them to sing in perfect harmony like a church choir with years of experience is just too difficult. So, why ask them to adjust to the demands of those staid old church hymns when you could just create a new song for
I
them?
am very
One that they'll
close
be
to
able to grasp
caving and
quickly.
opening up.
If you want, I could help.
Church choirs typically stick to traditional hymns. This is certainly an innovative
What?
idea.
What?
What's stopping you from considering it, Sister Grace?
A real Instagram
While
where
I don't
those guys
expect
had
a recently
literally-
established
literally
amateur
right now.
choir to
You know what I
perform
said?
on
I said,
par with our own church
Did you know that
choir,
people who are bisexual
this would be
are
a
more likely
major
to
departure
survive
from
a
tradition.
tornado? I'm like, what the
I'm
fuck?
just not convinced
I'm sorry,
that it's
what
appropriate.
is that? Information.
Is the Church of Favonius really such
what's
a
the
stickler for
correlation?
tradition?
Yeah.
Giving believers the chance to
My brain
express
is not
themselves
processing
freely
words right now.
seems like it would be a
yeah.
very positive thing.
It's okay.
So, Venti,
What is the
do you think the
relation?
Animo Archon would like to hear a new melody?
I have no
Hey,
idea.
hello there.
Yeah, I found out my cousin might be marrying a woman, so
Eve, I guess.
What?
Or
Oh, period.
Eve Smith 1-2.
it's a first.
Of course! This was the wish of the people when New Mondstadt was first
Loaded.
founded.
Strength and unity.
Okay, well, let's see
I
what our
feel
other
like
friend
that is
thinks.
too cheesy.
Traveler, what are your thoughts?
Oh wait. Oh no.
Another vote of confidence. Maybe there's hope for this idea yet.
Maybe it's just a generational thing, but
I hate this.
well, it's not a
The
completely
more I
unreasonable
write, the more my
idea.
brain goes like.
I
So
suppose
how
it
do you
can't hurt to
connect
try.
this to your floor plan?
Looks like we're
Yes.
all in
How
favor
do you
then.
connect this
So
to
let's
your
start
bubble
preparing.
diagram?
Sister
Which is
Grace,
the two things
could we
that my
trouble you
teacher
to
always
inform the
asks
choir
that I
members?
cannot answer, and I'm like,
Of course.
screw you.
I'll tell them
I
now,
still
and
cannot
then
answer.
we'll give this a try.
Should we find some people to help us compose the lyrics? If this is to be a new song of the people, then the more fresh ideas we have, the better.
Who do you suggest, Venti?
Good idea. Let's split up and find some contributors, Traveler.
Okay, who should I go look for?
Let me think.
Oh, boy.
Since we're composing a song, we should try and recruit at least one person who understands music. Aha, I know.
Barbara, but she's already part of the church.
Sister Grace, how would you feel about us asking Sister Barbara to provide her input?
Given that the idea is to write a song dedicated to Lord Barbados, I'm sure Sister Barbara would be very willing.
Perfect. Traveler, why don't you head into the cathedral and invite
Hello,
Sister Barbara
game
to join
switch
us?
to Yellen.
I'll
Why
look
can't
for
I switch
another
on the
friend who's
spot?
interested in helping us.
I hear the clicking.
The
Yeah.
furious clicking. The button mesh.
Got it!
Like I'm pressing
This
two, like
melody, it'll be
pressing the number
much more
2 like
expressive.
over 15 times already, and then like the game was like, no, you cannot switch character here because there was a dead corpse in front of me that didn't want to get away.
Nice.
And yellow is taller than the healer, so the game won't allow to switch, which is so stupid.
Oh, Barbara.
Let the wind lead. Traveler, it's been a long time since I last saw you in the cathedral.
Doing well, doing well.
Yeah, for the combat
Unfortunately,
event, right, there'll be
I have
only
some
one
time to
stage I
spare
think you
at the
cannot
moment.
clear.
What is it?
I don't
Which
think
is
I'll
the
be able to
pitch
clear
massacre.
most of it, honestly.
No, there's the easy game mode, and then the hard one is for rubbish.
Ah, okay. Let me ask a question. Does the hard
yeah.
one only give Mora and Mystic Enhancement also?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check.
Then I'm not gonna do it.
Cause I now check what I actually get for rewards ever.
I see.
Oh, I see. What an interesting idea.
Oh, VTuber models. You want me to introduce a guy? Jova, you want a guy?
No, I don't know. I wouldn't even look for it unless I like can already like
Realistically,
affiliate of it.
okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
The hymns we know today have been passed down to us through the ages. Very few people would ever think to
I see,
create
I
a new one.
see.
Oh my god, I went from level 36 to 46, 8 to 43.
But as long as we put our hearts into it and write with reverence and devotion, perhaps our new song can become part of the tradition that is passed on and bring joy to future
Yeah, it only
generations.
gives you enhancement crystals. Like literally only that.
Well, if you're trying to preach your work to me, I'm not interested. I'm sorry. But if you want, I could introduce you to a person who might. But he already said no.
No.
I never imagined
Okay, let's
that
see how
the
much
bard would
Primos I
come up
have.
with such an amazing
Oh, like let
suggestion.
me gain like 1,000, I think.
I'd
1,000
really
or
love to be a part of this.
Eh?
But thanks anyways.
Oh, wait.
Sure. Let's go there together
I
right
only gain
now.
800 Primos.
Okay.
Over here.
Oh wow, everyone's here. Even Diona? We are legitimately meeting the entire
You're here.
Monster Cast.
You took
Is
your
Eula and
sweet
Amber there?
time.
Jean?
I've seen Kaeya play genius Invocation
See who
TCG,
knows. Maybe.
making up a bunch of baloney to distract his opponents. He's a trickster, plain and simple. So now, I gotta check with you guys to see if what he's saying is true. Can we really write about anything we want in this song? Even the evils of Mondstadt's wine industry? And is the choir really gonna perform it publicly? So everyone on the streets will hear it?
Let's hope Diluc will mind.
I can
Yeah, finally done
guarantee
with-
he won't.
With Genshin. Oh, F for...
Then I wanna write this! All these
Eh,
hounds will be
not
punished
D2.
harshly
Oh.
by Lord Barbados!
Diona, with that one sentence, you have just caused emotional damage for Lord Barbatos himself.
Oof, what? Who's bad?
That's a very novel idea indeed.
I'm used to just humming to
I
myself.
thought Diona's idea of
So
destroying
after
the
Sister
wine
Grace
industry is
criticized
to
us
work
for
in
not
the
singing
wine
in
Work in the wine
I was
industry,
planning on
yes.
quitting the
And make
choir.
disgusting wines. But
Yeah,
somehow
but yeah.
not.
But she's cursed with, or blessed, shall I say, with the ability to make whatever nice. Oh, she's the same as the girl from the slime anime.
Oh shit, what?
Who's the fucking purple hair girl?
The old girl lah, but I can't remember. It's
Yeah.
been too long,
Yeah.
bro. I can't.
She has the ability
I
to
never
make
thought we'd be
fucking
able to just
disgusting
sing
looking
what we
food
wanted.
taste nice, no
Not
matter how
relief.
bad she cook it.
I won't really consider that a talent. but sure.
It's a special ability that she unlocked when Rimuru give them all the. Oh, eh? Is the name
Plus,
Shion?
we get to write a song with Sister
Isn't Shion
Barbara.
a pink? Oh,
I'm
I think
so
Shion's
honored.
correct. I think Shion's correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, she get the ability
Why
when
don't we
Rimuru
start
give
by
them all the
picking a
blessing
theme
when
for
she
this
evolved
song?
into a demon lord.
Ah, yes.
I agree.
That's fucking hilarious,
Traditionally
bro.
speaking, the theme
Cook-
should be
She can cook dark matter.
Praise be to the gentle and loving Lord Barbados.
It's not dark matter, it's just poison.
I
Come on.
expect
Straight
that Professor
poison, bro.
Venti might feel that topic is overdone and lacks
I mean, yeah, it
originality,
is.
and that it may
But
not be to
somehow,
Lord
somehow that
Barbados'
is
liking.
still considered good.
Bruh, Rimuru got poison resist from that.
Yeah,
That's
Rimuru
Kaeya
and
for you.
Benimaru.
Got it in one.
Ooh.
I'd suggest that everyone start by thinking of the little things in life that bring you joy.
Ooh, well then can I praise the perfect fish head soup my mom cooked last night?
Of course you can.
Why is her alarm
think
ringing at
I'd
12?
like to rejoice in the
a.m.
precious days spent together with family.
Why not, you know?
Night shift.
Let us praise Mondstadt,
Maybe.
the
Really
city
annoying.
that allows us to
Oh.
sing freely.
I'm sitting in the living room.
See,
and screaming
already
to
we have lots of wonderful
Um.
ideas. Let's write them down, and then Kaeya can. Huh? Kaeya?
I hate minimalism.
Oh, he flaked. Oh, he flaked.
In what though?
What are
What
you
is
doing
this?
here?
Destiny
Didn't
2.
want to participate in the discussions?
Yes, I went back to the
I
game because
just
the
wanted to
DLC had
take you
sale.
to hear a
Not
performance.
anymore though, but
But
yes.
that obviously didn't happen, thanks to the
I thought it was
problems with the
Daryl for
choir
like 2
rehearsals.
seconds, like, oh.
The rehearsals
yes,
are now
the
back
more
on
violent
track,
Stario.
so I've done my part. If I stay here any longer, I'll probably get roped into singing with them. I'd rather it didn't come to that. My songwriting abilities are limited.
Yeah,
If
not
doing
to write
nothing
so
but
much, but I'm
loitering
writing
on
a
the
lot
plaza
because of my
enjoying the
teacher.
scenery all day is the only way to relax, then I suppose I
teacher
didn't
not
get to
like you?
relax.
No, I feel like we already had this
But that would
conversation.
get boring
We
after
had
a
this
while.
conversation. I'm not repeating
Yeah.
To me, it's more fun to
not
wander
gonna repeat
around,
it again.
see what's happening,
I think that sounds like a yes to
insert
me.
myself into interesting situations.
Yes, actually.
Besides, Can you be so sure I didn't have something to gain from helping Sister Grace with her choir rehearsal dilemma these past few days?
Oh, I spy 2 naughty students skipping class, and they just so happen to be the very 2 who asked me to help Sister
Why do I
Grace in the
want to
first
do
place.
this?
We're ready to
Natural
review
light,
and
but
discuss
natural
everyone's
light.
lyric
Why?
contributions now. Hey, why is it that you look like you're
Why do I
trying
pick
to
this
run
stuff? I'm always
away?
asking why.
I still recall the
But
teachings
that's
of
how you
Professor
learn.
Venti.
I have to
The
ask
Animo
why
Archon
for
cares not
everything.
about how
Why
moving the
did
people's
why
songs
would
of
I
praise
pick
are,
this
but
texture? Why
whether
would
or
I
not the
pick
song
this
comes from the
material?
heart.
What is
With
the
so many true believers gathered together earnestly writing a song for
don't
him,
question so much
I'm
more.
sure the Animo Archon is watching on and feels very
I just do
satisfied.
it because I do it.
That's what a song of worship is all about.
Maximize
So,
natural light.
mission accomplished.
And that's the reason you've decided to leave?
Slipping away before the final verse is sung, before the poet has uttered the last line, before everything has concluded.
Hey,
I don't know.
which armor is the
Something
one that
about
gives
it just
that
resonates
gives
with
the
me.
overload one?
Oh no. You've seen right through me.
Wow,
Oh, this is
that was a
okay.
craftily crafted speech. I almost fell for it. But to share all this with a group
Natural
of friends,
elements.
only to find myself one friend short
I
before the
refuse
final
to
verse
use
is
wood.
sung,
I
before
swear
the
to God.
poet has uttered the last line, before everything has concluded.
But then again, I got no choice.
I don't know. Something about it just irritates me. If you don't want to write a poem, then let me gift you one. Abandoned to whatever fortune the cruel waters bring, bereft of control, directionless I swing. The swift currents surge, and onward I urge, through the snow and frost that fall and winter bring. Majestic waves cresting, surf roaring its tail, none but the ocean to hear as I sing. The stars in my eyes as I chart toward the horizon, that into one day from the endless dome of night I shall spring. If you are a chaser of freedom, the Animo Archon will bless you. So why not let those feelings out and sing with everyone?
A boat that has come unmoored will not get lost in the night, but sail towards the dawn. A beautiful image.
Of course, you don't have to believe in it, but the winds of Mondstadt will guide every lost ship back to safe harbor.
Well, after a fine poem like that, it would be plain rude of me not to rejoin you.
Let's head back together. You two, of all people, have to be there for the grand finale.
Hey. Okay, 2 more endings to find. And all of it were Noel for some reason just now. Okay, weird.
Transitional design.
It's like really weird places to split off to. Okay, reunion. Talk to a familiar face. Hot arms. Whoops, I keep doing that.
Step on up!
Okay.
You're always so busy. It's high time you gave yourself a proper break. And anyway, life is short, so we should make the most of the time we have. Great. Music to my ears. I'll cover the travel costs, of course.
Using the public funds. But sure.
There's nothing more enjoyable than the company of a good friend. Let's call this a nice little excursion to round off my long business trip. Now, let me think where we should go. I've seen a lot of Sumeru already, so let's go for someplace new. How about Liyue? I'd be heading past there on my way back to Mondstadt anyway, so it's not out of the way. Well, lucky me. I'll hold you to that. Liyue's Ministry of Civil Affairs frequently corresponds with the Knights of Favonius, so the address on their letterhead is one of the few places I'm familiar with. I don't have much luggage, so it won't take me long to pack. Give me a moment, and then we'll head there together.
Okay. Legitimately just going around the entire Sumeru, Liyue, and one step. Nice. Man.
I've heard that there's
Why did I
lots
do
to
that?
see and do in Liyue,
Why did I do that?
but I'm sure you're more familiar with the place than I am, so I'll leave the itinerary to you. Great. Maybe you can tell me about your previous travels here along the way. It's such a satisfying feeling to just drop everything, go on a long trip, and see something new. Who knows who we might cross paths with? We might even end up going on an impromptu adventure. Just like how I met you in Port Omos, and now we're here. Come on, let's see what's up ahead.
Am I supposed to meet someone or am I supposed to talk to people?
Do you know this shop? It looks pretty nice from the outside. Shall we take a look?
Welcome to Mingxing Jewelry. We are a long-established trader of precious stones. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Let me see. Ah, some nice jewelry you've got here. Maybe I can grab something with a local flavor as a souvenir. What do you think, traveler? See anything that suits my style?
I am gonna hate my
I trust your judgment.
Hate even more.
Ah, you're interested in souvenirs. If you're struggling to decide, you might want to consider getting some jade. You can't go wrong with a nice jade pendant. They're an elegant addition to your look, whatever your age or gender.
What the
If you're looking
killed
for a
me?
specific design, we can make it to your specifications. It does take some time to fulfill an order, however. High-quality jade is hard to come by, so our waiting list is at least a couple of weeks.
But every time in Destiny 2, when it comes to Cobalt, I just
That's a
randomly
pity.
die.
I'm just visiting and I won't be in
Because
town
they
for
use a
very
lot of
long.
explosives.
So
No,
as
no,
much
no,
as it
no,
pains
like
me to do
when
so,
they're spawning in, I just
Oh,
randomly
have to
die.
leave this beautiful
The
beach
ball
behind.
does. They didn't even drop down the ball. I just die.
Nice.
I die
No
speeding through
worries
the
at all,
area. What the
sir.
hell?
If you're
God
looking
damn
for
it,
something
then.
off the shelf, why not go and see Mr. Shurto at the Jade Mystery? He also deals in jade and precious stones.
I suppose I wrote everything in tabs.
Exactly. But on that note, let me give you a word of advice. There's no risk
I
in
cannot
purchasing
read
a
half
piece
the
of
shit
jade
I
that's
wrote.
already been cut.
Oof.
But you could lose all of your mora betting on uncut rocks. I won't say any more, as I don't want my fellow vendors to think I'm bad-mouthing them. But I think you catch my drift.
Well, it's called betting for a reason.
It's only human nature to spend a little when you're on a trip. But don't be too hasty to part with your cash. The Ministry of Civil Affairs takes everyone's economic well-being very seriously, and they often send out the Millilith to spread public awareness of well-known scams. As guests here, I'd encourage you to watch out for anyone trying to rip you off.
I think that's sound advice wherever you go into that. We appreciate it, boss.
Okay. Jade Mystery.
Surprise!
Welcome!
I forgot
Looking for
sounds
uncut
very
stones
meta
or
in
pre-cut jade?
Strikes.
We've got plenty of both for your viewing pleasure.
Uncut stones.
Oh shit.
Ah, yes, we were just briefed on that.
What did I want to look at?
Let's take a look at the pre-cut jade.
I believe I detect a quiet but distinct tone of apprehension in your words. Please rest assured, there's nothing to be quite so wary about with my business. Feel free to peruse at your leisure. I think you'll find that everything I do here is entirely above board and legitimate, and I sell only pure and unadulterated goods. No scam guaranteed.
But it is a form of gambling.
Sure, you can bet on jade and lose if you're unlucky, but that doesn't make it a scam. My terms are clear and transparent, and I only do business with willing customers. What scammer can claim that?
Sounds perfectly reasonable. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much the vendor is charging. If the customer decides to hand over their money, they're taking the bait of their own free will.
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you understand. Although your peculiar phrasing at the end there, you almost make it sound as if I really am scamming people. Anyway, betting on jade is what it is. Feel free to try your luck, but if you can't afford to lose, then it's not for you. We don't need to cause each other any trouble. I'll leave you to browse at your own pace now while I deal with other potential customers.
Amber-colored jade would probably make for a good souvenir. Why not? This is a quirky little place. Somehow, I'm inclined to entertain him for a bit. Well, if you're not interested, then I guess we'll pass.
Ahoy there, Captain! Fancy seeing you back in town. Struck any gold lately?
What, a poor sailor like me? You must be joking. I barely managed to make ends meet. What about you, Chateau? Still scamming people with your pile of rocks?
Hey! Keep your voice down. Can't you see I've got customers? But more to the point, when have you ever seen a customer get scammed in my store?
I mean, you want the full list? Or... Hold up. Is that...
You want the full list, though?
Captain Kaeya! What, brings you to Liyue?
Wow, you sound nervous.
Oh, just taking a short trip with my friend. It's been a while.
Yes, it's been a good while, hasn't it?
Anywhere you'd recommend I visit while I'm here?
Let me think. Wanmin Restaurant's always a pretty good bet. Chef Mao's daughter is a skilled chef, and their prices are very reasonable. My wife can't get enough of their boiled fish. You could give that a try. And, speaking of my wife, she won't let me forget what a great help you've been to us before. So thank you, on her behalf.
Your wife? Ah, yes. How is she doing these days? Keeping well?
Very well, thank
Wait.
you. Very well. Anyway, I've got
One
something
of
I need to
them
do
is
down
in
at the
the
South
room.
Wharf, so my apologies,
Yeah,
Captain
that one I
Kaeya,
don't know
but
where.
I'd better get going.
Alright.
And it's outside,
See
then
you.
why you come in my room? Get away. I mean, they charge it lah.
Ah, I finally remembered who that was.
It's got battery lah. It's on
Captain
the top
Wu.
for a reason.
He runs
Why
a
do you not charge the
transport
old
business
switch?
between Mondstadt and Liyue.
I see. So you went through that whole conversation with no
Just
idea
leave
who
it on
you were
the top,
talking
you
to.
retarded.
Well, that explains the generic pleasantries and the general awkwardness. Old Wu's usually quite the chatterbox, so it's very unusual for him to just take off mid-conversation. How exactly do you two know each other anyway?
An educated guess. Yes, you could put it like that. It's pretty straightforward, honestly. The captain was making a delivery to Mondstadt when his ship sprang a leak. He overexerted himself fixing it and keeping the cargo dry, and ended up passing out from exhaustion. I took him to Mondstadt to recover.
Well, it still seems strange to me. Sure, he's hardly the most charming conversationalist, and he's also mighty stubborn, but all of us know Old Wu is an honest and kind-hearted man. His eldest was once playing on that big rock over there when he took a tumble and injured himself. I helped to patch the kid up, and the next day, old Wu was here to buy a couple of uncut stones. I'm just surprised he was so quick to excuse himself, that's all. Normally, he's the kind of guy who, if you run into him on the street and he owes you a favor, he'll grab you by the hand and thank you profusely until you ask him to stop.
Well, stubborn, I can believe. Someone had drilled a gaping hole in his ship, and the water was coming in fast. How he managed to make it all the way to Mondstadt, not to mention with his cargo intact, I have no idea.
Someone drilled a hole in his ship? Oh dear. It must have been one of the less savory captains out there trying to sabotage his business, so they can squeeze their way into the market. When competition is stiff, sometimes things get ugly. It's the way of the world, unfortunately. His line of work isn't easy. The poor fellow usually has to set sail before the break of dawn. He's been loitering around a lot these past few weeks, though. I thought maybe he'd come into some Mora. Competition is fierce these days, and there's not a lot of Mora to be made in shipping. So every day he stays idle is another negative in the books. I do wonder what's gotten into him. Anyway, I digress. We merchants protect our goods like our own lives, so who knows? Maybe he had some important cargo to see to. Either way, good sir, don't mind him.
I meant through the hunters.
I am an upstanding member of the Knights of Favonius, after all. Just look me in the eyes. Don't you find me trustworthy?
Not really.
Since you asked about recommendations earlier, you're here from Mondstadt, yes? Might I suggest the tea house is somewhere to rest your legs? If memory serves, they're just about to retell the tale of Bravebeard the Valiant from the top. Why not pay them a visit?
Huh. Sounds interesting enough. Let's check it out.
Okay. I guess running there probably be faster.
Zip on us!
Huh. So this is the Huyu Tea House.
We meet again, Captain Kaeya. What a coincidence. Twice in one day. Oh, that didn't take me long, and I ran the whole way.
Wu, weren't you just at Wanwen Bookhouse buying a book for your daughter? What's this talk about the wharf?
What the fuck is opaque cut?
Just leave it be, Young-Jong. There's no need to embarrass him right in front of everyone else. I take it that you two aren't from around these parts. I'm a caravan guard by trade, and meeting people from all over the world is one of the main perks of the job for me. Why don't you join my table so we can get to know each other?
Oh, seems like the tea house is the place to be in Liyue. Feels like I'm back in the angel share. Did you manage to get something for your daughter just now, Captain Wu?
Yes, thank you. If it weren't for you, Captain Kaeya, she might not have even made it into this world.
I'm so lost, Wu. What's the story here?
Your wife's originally from Mondstadt, isn't she? Did you run into Captain Kaeya when you were there on business, or when you were visiting the in-laws?
The latter.
Oh, shit.
Oh, this is so humiliating. Anyway, back when my wife was pregnant, we were taking a trip to Mondstadt to visit her parents this one time, when we were mugged by a group of treasure hoarders near Dawn Winery.
Oh, that sounds awful. Were either of you hurt?
I mean, he's still here, and he's still got all his limbs, so they can't have roughed him up too bad. I'm guessing Captain Kaeya stepped in before they could do either of you any serious harm, huh?
Yes, he did. Thankfully, he heard my wife crying for help and drove them away. My wife was injured and quite shaken up by the ordeal, so he took her to the winery and asked them to look after her.
So what happened to you? Where did you disappear to?
I was in the water.
Huh? What did you jump in the water for? You know they can still get you in there, right?
No, that's not... They threw me into the water and, stripped me of all my clothes.
They did what? Did they have a weird fetish or something? Stripping a sailor naked and throwing him into the water. It's not like you were going to drown. So, then what? I take it you swam to shore?
And met Kaeya. Oh god, he's got me really embarrassed. No wonder he doesn't want to show his face. Show his face to Kaeya. Jesus.
The treasure hoarders always move in groups, and fighting back when you're outnumbered isn't usually an option. It's no surprise that they quickly overpowered Captain Wu. I'm just glad that everyone made it out all right at the end.
Captain Kaeya, please, there's no need for you to try to save face for me like this. I already owe you so much. You don't have to do anything more. Yet, despite that, I somehow only ended up humiliating myself further. Oh, there's no point in me trying to save face now. They tossed me into the water to humiliate me, and to use it as leverage to get my wife to pay up. But they didn't know that I could swim. What I'd intended was to pretend to drown, then sneak back onto shore while they weren't looking, and find a way to rescue my wife. That was before Captain Kaeya appeared out of nowhere and saved the day. So then I figured I'd get out of the water, get dressed, and catch up with you. But God knows what they did with my clothes. I couldn't find them anywhere. By the time I gave up looking for them, you were most of the way to the winery, so I had to run after you with nary a thing on myself.
That's really awkward for him.
Outrageous!
So, what happened next?
I made it to the winery, but the maids noticed me first, and they called the Lord of the Manor out to give me the beating the treasure hoarders never got around to. After my wife recovered consciousness, she had to have a long talk with the young lord to explain everything. He then escorted us both safely to Stonegate.
Oh, Woo, I'm sorry, but...
Oh. God.
Ugh, good luck living that one down.
Trust me, I know. My wife never lets me forget.
I'm sorry, Captain. I wasn't intending to share that story.
It's fine. It's my own fault for thinking I could sweep it under the carpet and forget about it. I don't know if I can ever repay you for all you've done. That's why I get so embarrassed every time I run into you. Still, it won't stop me from trying. You and your friend are here to catch the storyteller, right? The tea's on me. It's the least I can do. In fact, they do serve some food here too, but it's not the best. Okay, let me run and get some fruit to share. I'll be right back.
And he disappears forever. This guy's getting milk.
I wonder how much Fanaria caught of that. Old Wu really has no filter, does he?
Holy shit.
Oh, poor Wu.
There's an instruction.
Gosh, I'm so sorry. It's just...
And
There is
Kaeya.
an instruction guide for
He really
pencil.
didn't have to share all the details of that story. But since he didn't seem to mind, I wasn't about to stop him. I did actually forget at first, but once he brought up his daughter, the memory of his naked escapades came flooding back. Diluc thought some pervert was harassing the maids. He charged straight out the door, great sword in hand and raring to go. I haven't seen him so angry in a long time.
Oh, Jesus.
So many people owe me favors nowadays. It's hard to keep track of them all. I really should go check my favors ledger once I'm back and refresh my memory.
That's alarming.
Hey, you didn't think I was being serious, did you? Do I really strike you as the kind of person to keep track of favors in a notebook?
Yes.
I just helped the guy out on a couple of occasions because I happened to be in the right place at the right time. I have no intention of asking him to do anything for me in return. At least, not so far.
I'm back with fruit. Please help yourselves, everyone. My treat.
Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it. It's just a few fruits, nothing extravagant. Once my new pharmaceutical business takes off and I have more to spare, I'll get you a proper thank you gift and send it to the Knights of Favonius.
Pharmaceutical business.
I
So you
figured out
found a new
something.
career? No more shipping?
Never mind, it's gone.
Shipping's impossible work nowadays.
It's a bad
There's too much
idea.
competition,
I
the
shouldn't
margins are
do
too
it.
small, so I've decided to switch gears. I'm going to become a partner of Boo Boo Pharmacy and provide funding for a brand new medication they're producing. It's specially formulated to treat seasonal joint and limb pain. If you didn't know, it's a very common health complaint among sailors, but also extremely difficult to treat. I've suffered from it myself, which is why I know that a lot of people stand to benefit from this once it enters the market. It's a good cause, and a stable source of income. Whichever way you look at it, it's a step up from the back-breaking work I did before. I've already had some talks and invested 1 million mora for the first round of funding.
That's impressive, Wu. I wouldn't have thought you had the connections for something like that. So is it Dr. Baiju that you're in talks with?
Oh no, not Dr. Baiju. Actually, it was his master, Dr. Baifudze. His medical expertise and clinical experience are second to none, and he really cares about his patients. He gave me a few of his traditionally formulated bone-strengthening pills when he saw me suffering from my leg pains one day. It was like a miracle cure. The pain immediately went away.
Dr. Baiju's master.
Yeah, I told him I'd be enthusiastically recommending his medicine to the other guys at the docks. And after some hesitation, he just went right ahead and wrote up a prescription for me, completely for free. He said that he shouldn't really be handing out free prescriptions since, and I quote, "It goes against generations of tradition handed down by our forebears." But he just felt like it was the right thing to do.
But I got chatting with Dr. Baiju recently when the Secure Transport Agency did a delivery for Boo Boo Pharmacy. He told me that his master has already passed away.
I see the vision,
Huh?
but I cannot
Why would he say something
see
like
the
that?
vision.
I mean, the guy's old, but he's still in great health.
Captain Wu, where did you meet this old master?
Oh, he's getting scammed.
Just out on the street? I know that sounds dubious, but this is an educated and respectable gentleman we're talking about. There's no faking that.
You're looking at one.
Hold on a second. I just remembered something. My nephew-in-law met a medicine seller not too long ago, too. He also described it as a miracle cure. He spent a lot of mora on it, but when he brought it to Boo Boo Pharmacy, Herbalist Gui took one look and told him he'd bought nothing but regular painkillers. This Baifudze you met, did he by any chance have a goatee and salt and pepper hair?
He did.
If I may, Captain Wu, there's a lot of mora involved here. It seems like it would be worth asking this Dr. Baiju about his master, just to set the record straight. You could show him the medicine as well. Clearly there's some misunderstanding here.
You're right, Captain Kaeya. A quick trip to Boo Boo Pharmacy and I can get Dr. Baiju to clear all of this up. I'm sure it's all... I mean, hopefully it's all fine.
He left in a hurry. He must be stressed out of his mind right now.
Oh boy.
Hey, let him deal with this, okay? No point in you stressing yourself out too. Fraud or not, it's up to Captain Wu to figure out exactly who he's gotten himself involved with. I'm no Dark Knight hero, or martial arts hero for that matter, and neither are you.
Hey, someone finally understands. This is not our problem.
Wait, or are you? Now that I think about it, I can see you having a secret double life as a martial arts hero here in Liyue. You certainly have the personality
Jesus
for
Christ.
it. Either way, Liyue has its own rules and regulations. Best to let the Ministry of Civil Affairs deal with this in the proper manner. If a couple of outlanders like us get involved, we might just end up muddying the waters, even with the best of intentions. We came here to enjoy ourselves, remember? We don't want to get our priorities mixed up. Oh, and look at that. The storyteller's taking the stage.
It is said that the sky's the limit for the aspirational soul. But alas, for the woes of the world are equally limitless. No such stranger to woes was Huang Guang, a man who, having suffered countless injustices at the hands of his fellow men, forsook them to dwell among the mountains and rivers. Yet fate fortuitous found him when he entered the tutelage of an adeptus and learned many mystical arts from them. Per his master's wishes, he then returned once more to the human world, only this time with a sworn duty to cleanse the land of demons and to see justice done wherever he might tread.
Move this up a bit. And then make this into like a T.
Is that all? Huh. I was hoping to hear the rest of the story. It was all right. I suppose the hero always has to sacrifice himself to save others, and it does make for some good storytelling, but it leaves you wondering how he really feels about the whole thing. Did he ever have second thoughts? Only he can know, I suppose.
Oh, I see the show is over.
Were you defrauded?
Yeah, I saw Dr. Baiju. Looks like it was a scam after all.
Then what are you waiting for? Don't just stand there. You need to report this to the Ministry of Civil Affairs right away.
Hold on. Let's not lose our cool. Get your story straight first, so you can give them a clear and detailed account of events in the order that they occurred. And one more thing. Do you still have a way to contact this guy?
Well, I'd arranged to meet him at the Yunshan
Oh
Tea
my god,
House
no,
once
no,
I've
no.
withdrawn the next sum of Mora, so I suppose he'll still be waiting on that.
Okay, so you've got another meeting lined up.
A bust?
I've got no one to blame but myself for this. I can't believe I was so gullible. I guess the world isn't made for naive simpletons like me.
Really? It sounds like his fault though.
Young man, you're a good person, and I'm touched by your words of comfort. Still, it's up to me to find a way to get my Mora back. The consequences are mine alone to bear. At my age, I'm sure I should be comforting the young with words of wisdom rather than the other way around. What does that say about how I've spent my life?
It's obvious, isn't it? He needs to report the case to the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Come with me.
I need to accommodate for the grandma.
That con artist is human scum.
Don't worry, Wu. We'll come with you to the Ministry to report the case.
Surely I'll be able to get my Mora back. Probably. Hopefully.
Over here!
I am quite curious. How does our chivalrous martial arts hero intend to come to Captain Wu's rescue here?
Fuck, man.
There are countless victims of injustice in the world. We can't try to help each and every one of them, can we? Oh, I'm surprised. I didn't know you thought of me as someone who helps other people unconditionally.
I see. So you want a condition?
I'm genuinely flattered. But we both know that I'm not that kind of person, really. Your logic is very straightforward, and quite endearing in its simplicity. But I like how you think. So I'll indulge your martial arts hero aspirations for now.
Okay.
Captain Wu, How would you feel about owing me one more favor?
I'm sorry, Captain Kaeya?
Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I found a way to recover your Mora that would leave the man who defrauded you feeling angry and frustrated, but give him no way to get back at you. If it could be done, and the only cost was owing me yet another favor, what would you say?
What exactly are you getting at?
The Traveler here is adamant that you should ask me for another favor. Personally, I blame the storyteller. After hearing the inspiring tale of Bravebeard, he's all gung-ho about playing hero and righting this injustice once and for all.
Captain Kaeya, young man, I thank you. I will humbly accept your kindness.
All right. Now here's what I'm thinking. All right, then it's settled. Per our brave hero's plan, let's rendezvous at Yanshang Tea House tomorrow.
Oh, not you.
Next day at 8.
Drink, standby mode. I hope nobody disturbs me. Surprise!
Oh my god.
Ah, you're here. Good. I'll head upstairs first, and you join me in a bit. You've got nothing to worry about. As long as this lucky coin's in my hands, it'll do as it's told. Before I toss the coin, I'll get our guy to bet heads or tails. Then it's your turn to bet. Now remember, if I touch my chin, you bet heads. If I touch my forehead, you go for tails.
Hello. Are you waiting for someone? As long as you follow the rules of the tea house, you're welcome here. Please be our guest.
From the way you describe it, Liyue does sound like an attractive place to settle. Perhaps I might have to make the move here after all. All that awaits me back in Mondstadt is a horde of insufferable sycophants. Truly tedious. The reason I left home in the first place was because I was reluctant to simply live off of my inheritance.
I understand. For one as ambitious as yourself, Mr. Rich, living off of the family fortune must feel like the dullest existence in the world.
What are you doing? It's common courtesy to introduce yourself. Can't you see we got here first? They're running out of tables, huh? Looks like this location's getting too small for them. Very well, I'll make an exception for you this one time. Let's hope the tea, at least, won't disappoint me.
So, my friend, what's your name?
Here is the tea that you ordered. Please enjoy.
Ugh, this tea is... never mind.
As his shin hits.
Mr. Bai, this has been a most pleasant and insightful conversation. I consider it good fortune that I encountered such a refined gentleman as yourself so far from home. Please allow me to pay for the tea.
Yes, good fortune indeed. In that case, I must thank you for your generosity.
You there. I'll get yours too.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh, you can't tell? My family's lived in Mondstadt for generations. I got bored sitting around at home and decided to set off on a journey to expand my horizons. The sights of Liyue Harbor are rather spectacular. I've half a mind to buy a waterfront property here so I can come vacationing every year. That would be quite nice. If the family would spare me a little loose change, I could even invest in an antique shop or two so I have something to do during the day.
Bro, this boss keeps
And
eating me out of the map.
the point of life is to
Nice.
enjoy yourself. If something makes me happy, it's worth every mora.
Mr. Rich, just to clarify, that's quite a large sum of mora as far as the common man is concerned. It's understandable that our friend over here feels out of his league.
The name's Albert. Surname Rich. But only the servants in the house address me as Mr. Rich. Now that we're so well acquainted, Mr. Bai, please just call me Albert.
Albert does have a nice ring to it. It is my honor to become friends with someone of your caliber.
You flatter me. What say you to acting as my guide during my time in Liyue? I'll pay you handsomely, of course. Naturally, board and lodging would be included. And I could pay you in the region of 50,000 mora per day?
No need, my good friend. I shan't be so vulgar as to take your mora. We're both men of character. The pleasure of your ongoing acquaintance shall be ample reward in itself. To join a noble gentleman on his travels is a rare opportunity. Please, let me draft up an exact itinerary. I'll make sure to give you the experience of a lifetime.
You there. You're welcome to join us if you want. Which clan did you say you were with? The Hoo-Ha clan or something? Guha, huh? Strange choice of name. Gotta say, I've been in Liyue for a while now. This is the first I'm hearing of them.
Uh-oh.
I guess they're one of these obscure ones who keep to themselves.
Yes, well, there are many martial arts clans and factions in Liyue. It's only natural that you haven't become acquainted with all of them.
Ha, fair enough. Still, weird name. Bet they have some even weirder practices. Seriously though, what kind of skills do you guys train anyway? It's all for show, right? I saw some people performing a few tricks down at the wharf. Is it that kind of thing? I already told the server to put it on my tab. Don't bother getting her to split the bill. It'll only complicate things.
Young man, there's no need to take things so seriously. Why don't you loosen up and enjoy the free drink?
Are you trying to make a point by throwing my generosity back in my face? All right then. What if I say your bill is mine and don't let you pay?
We want to fight.
Please, my friends, let's not get so worked up. Yinchang Tea House is no venue for a duel. We'll all get escorted right out the door. You young people have hot tempers, I understand that. But there's no need to come to blows over a few words taken to heart when there are far more diplomatic ways to resolve the dispute.
Did I hear that right? So you'll only pay for yourself if you win, but I'll get the check for the three of us if you lose. It's not that I care about the mora. After all, I offered to pay for everyone's drinks in the first place. No, what I find truly absurd is your refusal to play fair. I demand that you also pay for three if you win. Fine. You can have your apology if you win, but on one condition. We'll do the best of three, and the winner pays for the table.
Well, as long as you're no longer raring to fight, peace begets wealth, as the elders used to say.
Why don't you join us, Mr. Bai? Let's entertain this guy for a sec. We don't want him to think you're stingy.
But I wasn't even a part of your argument.
What are you trying to say, Mr. Bai? Whose side are you on here?
Of course, I'm on,
Jesus. And anyway, it's no big deal if you win. It's just a few cups of tea after all, so you can just take it from your fees as my guide.
All right then. I suppose it's not all that different from the dice gambling games I used to play in my youth. If it's just for a few drinks, you can count me in.
All right, now we're talking. Okay, now that we've agreed on the rules, how should we do this coin toss? After all, a Mora coin looks the same on both sides. Well, that should be simple enough. Here, I'll take this coin and ask the counter to draw a line on one side. You two can wait for me.
Young man, I can see that you haven't spent many years in the real world. You take everything far too personally. I, too, only met this Mondstadt millionaire by complete chance today, but we're getting along just fine. I actually came here to meet with a business partner to count the cash from 2 recent investments, when this gentleman struck up a conversation with me. In the real world, you've got to keep up appearances. There's no need to offend the rich. After all, if you keep them happy, you can probably make some more off of them, too. You young people are much too impulsive. It pays to keep a level head.
Just so we're clear, let's say the marked side is heads, and the unmarked side is tails. Everyone has to pick a side before the coin toss. Oh, and no takebacks. We should also take turns tossing the coin.
Sounds fair to me. Why don't you do the first toss, Albert?
All right, then, I'll start us off. Here we... Oh!
Holy shit.
Wait, I nearly forgot to collect everyone's bets. Mr. Bai, heads or tails?
I suppose the choice is arbitrary since it's a 50-50 chance. I'll go with tails.
Let me think. I'll also go with tails. What about you? Heads or tails?
It's weighted, isn't it? No, yeah, exactly.
Oh, darn, I won. Lucky me, I guess.
I won as well. Guess there might be a formal apology in the cards after all. I have a suggestion. If one of us loses twice in a row, they should get knocked out while the other two carry on playing to decide the winner. Otherwise, with 3 of us playing, it'll start to get difficult to keep track of who's won the most times. I flipped the coin last time, so why don't you go next? I don't want you blaming my coin-tossing skills if you guess wrong this turn. Here.
Now just wait a second, my dear friends. Please let me do the second toss.
Oh? Anxious to take your turn, Mr. Bai?
You are both young, and I've already seen your short tempers for myself. If Albert loses this round and this young man wins, you'll be tied. And before you know it, you'll be at each other's throats again. Well, that's not my only consideration, either. You two may be too young to know this, but I've been around the block a few times. What's to say this isn't a trick coin, In dice games, people use all sorts of methods to rig the game. Some even fit the dice with mechanisms that give them whichever result they want. If Albert wins the next round and you, young man, lose for the second time in a row, then the third round will just be a tiebreaker between him and me, and you won't get your apology to the Guhua clan. If that happens, only for you to then find out that the coin was rigged all along, you're sure to accuse me of working with Albert to scam you while mocking the Guhua clan. I can only imagine the kind of vengeful warpath that would put you on. A purely hypothetical scenario, of course, but one that I'm bringing up now to avoid any misunderstanding further down the road. Go on.
give me the coin. I'll show you how to check if it's been rigged.
Very diligent of you indeed, Mr. Bai. Looks like I chose the right person to be my guide. Here, take it.
A rigged coin will always be a little heavier than a normal coin, you see. This one seems perfectly normal to me, however. But don't take it from me. Why don't you test it for yourself?
What's your bet this time, Mr. Bai?
I'll stick with tails.
Tails, huh? Well, you seem to have a feel for this, so I guess I'll match your bet again this round. Tails it is. And you...
Well, my luck's still just about holding out. The three of us are now tied, so no one drops out. Certainly better than Albert and I going head-to-head in the final round.
Mm-hmm. Well, here you go. What'll it be, Mr. Bai?
It's a tough decision this time.
That's what makes it fun, isn't it? Anyway, there's no need to stress. What's the cost of a few cups of tea compared to 50,000 I'll be paying you every day?
You make a good point. All right, I'll take heads.
Okay, and now it's my turn to guess. Not that the outcome matters either way to me. I won't even notice the more is gone. Whatever, I'll take tails.
Why did it have to be heads? This whole thing started because you two got into a spat, and now I'm the one that has to foot the bill. What say you to another round?
Sure, why not? I'm having fun. I can go for as many rounds as you want. What a miserly person. Do as you please. The two of us can play.
But Albert, all the fun of gambling is in the stakes involved. What say you to throwing a little loose change into the pot?
Ah, come on now. No need to walk on eggshells here. Let's keep it simple, shall we? If you guess right, I pick up the tab. But if you guess wrong, I'm afraid it's still on you.
Sure. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, here's the coin. You can toss first. I'll take heads.
I'll choose...
Wouldn't it defeat the whole purpose of betting if you guessed the same as me? This is a two-person game now. Surely one of us has to guess heads and the other tails.
All right. It all comes down to luck, after all. I'll take tails.
Fuck.
Ooh, looks like Rex Lapis has smiled upon me today after all. Thank you for the tea, Albert.
Look at you getting so giddy over some chump change. It's like you've never gambled with real money before, my old man. That's a real rush, I'm telling you. This is nothing by comparison. In fact, I'm starting to get a little bored.
Well, in that case, would you care for another game?
Sure. Let's up the stakes a little this time. Shall we say 50,000?
Oh, maybe that's a little on the high side.
What, 50,000? But that's just a single day's guide pay for you.
All right. I'll bet tails.
Great, then I'll bet heads. No takebacks. Head.
Oh, how unfortunate. I shouldn't have gotten greedy. After all, in the long run, gambling is always a losing game. 50,000 more. My goodness. Albert, I'm terribly sorry, but as it happens, I forgot to bring my coin purse with me today. Could you perhaps take this 50,000 out of my guide fees? Call it an advance payment. That would make us even.
Advance payment? Sorry, I'm afraid that's not my style. It'll have to be cash.
This day just getting better and better. Well, so be it. 50,000. Let me see what cash I have on me.
Just 50,000? That's not what we agreed on.
Huh? What are you talking about? I think you'll find that our bet was for 50,000.
No, it wasn't. The amount was 1 million.
1 million? Are you insane? Come on now, Albert. Be serious. 1 million here and 1 million there might be all fun and games to you rich types, but to ordinary folk like myself, this is no laughing matter.
I'm being perfectly
Oh
serious.
my god, just spawned
I know
only.
what I said, and what I said was 1 million mora.
You're lying through your teeth. Hey, young man, you tell him. Did you hear him say 1 million at any point during our bet? Huh? What the? I'm not deaf, you know. I swear I heard 50,000. Wait. Oh, I see. You two are in this together.
Early.
I never met either of you
No.
before today, and out of nowhere you suddenly
Kendrick, are you
roped me into
awake?
betting over a coin toss, and now you're accusing me of owing
have
you
work at
1
9:30, so
million
I-
more. Huh? Do you have any idea who you're
Yeah, good
trying
night.
to cheat? I know all the tricks in the book.
Good
I
night.
can't believe a couple of beginners like you managed to get
Adios.
this far. Well, don't you try to celebrate just yet. You amateurs have a lot to learn about the art of the con. Do you really think that nobody else will have heard all the commotion we just made? All I need is one witness, and this little scheme of yours falls apart. Frauds! Frauds, I say! These two kids are trying to scam me out of my hard-earned mora! Hostess! Oh, hostess, come quickly!
How pathetic.
What is going on here? If you can't
And what
abide
did I
by
do
our
to
rules,
get
you're not
the boss
welcome at
featured every time?
Yanshan
What the
Tea
fuck?
House. I don't care what the issue is. You don't get to make a racket like that in here. Halberd! Fang!
Bye-bye.
Wait, don't throw me out! These two con artists are trying to steal my mora! You can't let them get away with it!
Well, let's take this somewhere else. I don't want any of you disturbing the other guests. Okay, you two. Care to explain yourselves?
Gladly. He's making up completely spurious claims. We were betting mora over a few coin tosses, and now he wants to back out. In the land of contracts, of all places. He won 250,000 from me, then another 800,000 from the both of us. Now he's refusing to pay up the measly 50,000 that he lost in the final round.
Okay, so after settling up, a total of 1 million mora should have changed hands. Sounds plausible enough.
It's a complete pack of lies! Hostess, if you don't believe me, ask anyone else in the tea house. These kids were so loud, I guarantee you everybody in that room knows the true story.
Sorry to interrupt you all, but you're witnesses to the situation here. Is what Mr. Bai says true?
Oh, thank goodness you're finally here. What took you so long? That old guy's been bragging about the mora he's won so loudly, I'm surprised the whole street didn't hear him. I was about to report him to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Leave me out of this. I want nothing to do with gamblers and scammers. Please, just bring me my check.
Our new owner laid down the law not too long ago. We turn a blind eye towards casual games of dice, but there is zero tolerance for any explicit gambling with real Mora. Return any winnings to the party you took them from, and we'll say that none of this ever happened. Otherwise, I'll have to bring in the Millilith, and I can assure you that they take a more hard line on this kind of thing than we do.
Why should I have to give them any Mora? I don't have any Mora on me.
Oh, but I think you do. 2 investments, was it? One of them to the tune of exactly 1 million as it happens. Oh, and don't forget you still need to pay the tab.
You... Wait. How did you...
Halberd! Fang! There's a gentleman here that I'd really like you to meet.
Please, please don't. I'll pay, all right?
This was never your Mora to begin with. We'll be returning it to its rightful owner now.
We can't have this discussion in front of the other customers. Please, step outside.
What did you think, Captain Wu? Could you hear clearly from your corner on the 2nd floor?
Yes, everything. I can't thank you two enough.
Woo. This was your doing, wasn't it? You and this Mondstatter planned the whole thing. Along with that blonde one. And all the customers on that floor in on it too, weren't they? I know where you live. And I know what your wife looks like. And your pretty little daughter, too. You crossed the wrong man today.
Who'd be scared of a crook like you? I'll take you on any day of the week.
Well, let's see how long that false bravado of yours will last.
Oh, look at that. He figured it out. Guess he's not as dumb as we thought.
Don't you two get cocky either. Just you wait. I will hunt you down.
My apologies for having to leave this question until you'd vacated the premises, but I couldn't have things escalate inside the tea house. I hope you can understand our position. I noticed that all the guests on the 2nd floor were present before you took your seats, then left almost immediately after you did. Would I be correct in saying you were looking to set this man up?
Wait, so you saw through it right away?
Under normal circumstances, we would never tolerate a scheme like this taking place on our grounds, as it risks damaging our owner's reputation. However, I understand that our owner holds the Traveler in high regard, and must have good reasons for their actions. Still, I would appreciate an explanation, if only so that I can answer to the owner.
Ah, as I thought. When you're operating on someone else's turf, you run the risk of clashing with the master of the house. Thankfully, we considered that possibility before going ahead with our plan. Over to you, brave hero. You're the one with the connections in Liyue. It's your time to shine.
Okay, I understand the situation now. It goes without saying that I have no wish to stand in the way of your chivalrous deeds. I'll report everything you told me to our owner.
Well, Captain Wu, remember what I promised you? What do you think? Angry and frustrated enough for you?
Excuse me, coming through. Is this the Mr. Bai you reported to us?
Yes, that's him all right. The one who scammed Captain Wu.
Wait! Where's your evidence, And Wu, you've already recovered your Mora. I don't deserve to be punished twice for the same crime.
You can't talk your way out of this one. You're already suspected of defrauding multiple victims out of smaller amounts, and the combined total meets the threshold for a conviction. If it turns out you're guilty in this case too, it'll only add to your sentence. Does the plaintiff have any witnesses? If so, we'd really appreciate if they could come with us and provide a testimony. You got tangled up in this too, huh? In that case, please come with me. Your witness statements will play a crucial role in helping to move this case forward. Don't worry, we won't take up too much of your time. And you, sir, can stop twiddling your thumbs. You're coming with us too.
Hey, keep your hands off me. I'll cooperate. Stop manhandling me.
Oh, there it is.
Thank you so much, the both of you. I really don't know how I could ever begin to repay you.
Well, I have an idea. We originally came here to do some sightseeing. Anywhere you'd recommend we go before the end of our trip?
Let me think. Now, where would I want to go? Hey, are either of you interested in a fishing trip?
Sounds fun to me. Let's go.
Okay, to the seashore. Oh, Kaeya's hangout is actually quite long. Not even at the 4th ending yet. It's been 2 hours 30 minutes. Yeah.
Surprise!
Well, this was certainly an eventful end to my trip. It wouldn't have been possible without you. Or my lucky coin, of course. Wouldn't be much of a lucky coin if it had. Besides, I already taught you how to become attuned to it. You still need some practice to master the technique, but luckily it decided to play nice and spare us any more complications. A better question to ask might be, what do I do to make this coin happy to work with me and show me whichever side I wish? My answer would be that I tell the coin a joke every time I toss it into the air. If it finds my joke funny, then it cooperates with me.
Ah, I see. You have no intention of telling me.
Of course, this whole arrangement hinges on a pre-existing amount of trust between the two of us. I can't just get any strange coins to listen to me. Yeah, I was a little surprised when he unwittingly called out our trick coin, but it didn't matter.
Okay, story quest. Eh?
Oh, it's so long.
Hangout, yeah.
A good gambler always keeps their options open.
I've had the 4th
You
one.
have to have a contingency plan for when the odds are against you.
And then there's like 6, right?
No, 5.
Oh, 5.
I'm reaching the end of the 4th one, but like, god damn, bro.
So when I went to the counter, I marked a regular coin as well as my trick one. That safely avoided any risk of him finding out about the trick coin. But it also meant that we wouldn't be able to control the result of that round. But hey, what does it matter? The fact that he made things a little more challenging only made it all the more exciting to watch him slowly but surely fall into our trap. Especially listening to him warn us about the possibility of a rigged coin right as we were scamming him. That was my favorite part. As long as I chose the same bet as him, and you bet the opposite to me, it was always going to end up with him paying. Unless, of course, he'd had some other tricks up his sleeve that we hadn't thought of. Then things would have gotten really interesting.
You two are genuinely the smartest people I've ever met. I'm no intellectual, so I would never have been able to come up with a plan like this. Even when you described it to me, I only understood parts of it. Well, I may not be the smartest guy around, but one thing I do know is this. One should always return tenfold the help that they've received from others. We were just ordinary acquaintances. You had no reason to help me as much as you did. If there's anything I can ever do for you in the future,
I can't see a
anything at
thing.
all, please let me know. You can always count on me. I guarantee it.
Oh? You seem agitated. Are you worried about owing me yet another favor? There are two kinds of people who owe me favors. One is my friends, and the other my informants. My informants have to fulfill whatever requests I make of them, no questions asked. The question is, which kind of person do you want to be? Ah, and you're torn again. too afraid to ask to be my friend, but also daunted by the dangers inherent in becoming my informant. Well, it's okay, because I just thought of a fun and easy way to get us out of this impasse. Let's do a coin toss. This is the regular coin I prepared for the contingency plan when I was borrowing a pen from the bar. Not the lucky one that does what I tell it to. If it's heads, we're friends. But if it's tails, you're at my beck and call. May the Lord of Geo decide.
So, was it heads or tails?
What do you think? What does your heart tell you?
I understand now. You have my most sincere gratitude. No, that's a little too formal. What I'm trying to say is, here, your fishing rods.
No,
my friends.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was very long. Okay, let's go and do... this one.
Over here! Surprise!
Gundafar, we are in the middle of a war.
A matter of utmost
Huh. Outdoor theater. Looks fun. Actually, yes. I saw some guards do a musical performance when I was traveling with their caravan in Sumeru. They were desert dwellers. So are these actors. And I think I actually recognize one of them. Come on, let's go watch.
There's nobody there, bro. You have no audience.
Your Majesty, not only has God bestowed the throne upon you, but your beloved son, Prince Kubad, has led our brave warriors to victory against Frasyav's army. His men have laid down their arms and fled. Frasyav's brazen ambition is no more. He has bowed his head and now presents to your Majesty an offering of treasures and hostages, as well as a plea for peace. My king, this battle has finally restored the dignity of our people. Moreover, with Frasyav's offer of land comes the opportunity to expand our borders, as your Majesty so greatly wishes. His Highness the Prince and I believe this peace settlement will be a great boon to our nation. It is for this reason alone that I have removed my armor and made haste back to our halls from the front lines. My king, what say you to this proposal?
Ah, it's the tale of Prince Kubad. Ever heard this one? Don't worry, I still remember the general plot. Let me fill you in on the background while the king deliberates. The main characters are the brilliant Prince Kubad and his war-hungry father, King Kabus. The one talking to the king right now is Gundafar, the prince's tutor. When the prince was young, the king was deceived by a malicious rumor that the prince had mistreated his stepmother. He demanded that the prince walk through a blazing fire to prove his innocence. Miraculously, the prince emerged unscathed, thus proving his innocence. But the seeds of doubt had already been... Now uneasy in the presence of his mistrustful father, the prince requested to be sent away to the battlefield where he would fight against Frasyav's army. That's the enemy general we heard them mention just now. This is the part where the prince has won the war and decided to forge a peace with the rival nation. He wrote a letter recommending peace to his father. Oh, it looks like the king's made up his mind. Let's keep watching.
Frosiyov lost because he did not have the blessing of God. Our God will always watch over us and punish our enemies. Once the bells of war have begun to toll, they shall not cease until the blood of our enemies fills the land. There can be no victory until the last enemy soldier has fallen. If Kupad still wishes to be my son and hold the intaglio I bestowed upon him as proof of his royal blood, then he must obey my command.
Your Majesty, I must caution that a nation destroyed is not a fallen city writ large. Now, the loss of one city strikes fear into the hearts of our enemies, compelling them to accept defeat and cede land in exchange for peace. If, however, we insist on bringing a whole nation to its knees, then so long as a single person is left standing, they will see us as their sworn enemy, and one day return to us tenfold the pain that we have inflicted on their nation and family. My king, a people is to their nation as wild grass to the open prairie. Though we burn down the whole field and spare not one blade of grass, roots continue to grow unseen beneath the surface. Come the spring, it is all but inevitable that fresh green shoots will rise up from the ashes.
Cease, Gundafar. Your mind grows dull in your old age, filled with naive delusions. We shall have no more need of you on the battlefield.
Are we seriously watching a play for this hangout?
As for my son Kubad, I will summon him back to the capital, so he may be tried by a court-martial.
What are you saying, my noble king? Why must you mistrust your own flesh and blood and sink ever deeper into the blight of hatred? When he was falsely accused, you once doubted his honor and made him walk through a raging fire. Did he not prove himself worthy by emerging unharmed from the flames? Now you would turn me away when I seek only to provide the wisdom of counsel. What is the justification for this?
The justification is that my word, not yours, is the law of the land. Cease and be gone, Gundafar, so you may spend the rest of your days with your wife.
What has become of the king that I served with my life? Fanaticism has robbed him of all reason and wisdom. Peace is surely the most favorable path for our nation, yet he refuses to accept it.
I must think of a way to seize control of the army back from the hands of my wayward son, that they might continue the fight to the end. Perhaps the first task should be this. I shall send a loyal contingent of warriors to eliminate Frosiyov and the hostages he has sent to our palace.
Brilliant acting, Darbil.
I saw you approaching us in the middle of the scene. I was worried that my performance would be subpar and you'd think I was just making a fool of myself.
Not at all. Far from it. Actually, let me introduce you. This is Darbil, the actor for King Caboose.
Good afternoon, Darbil.
When we first got to know each other, he was still a guard for one of the merchant caravans. Seems like he's now made the switch to full-time acting.
Hello there.
Nice to meet you. Any friend of Kaeya's is a friend of mine. To be perfectly honest, I wasn't making all that much as a mercenary. It felt right to me to get away from the danger and live a more stable life. I was already pretty good at telling stories, so I just recruited a few friends and started performing shows all over the country. Full disclosure, we had to put this little stage together using whatever wood and cloth we could borrow. It's really low budget. Anyway, we're all good enough at acting to get through the motions, but none of us are any good at coming up with a script. Everything we tried to write just sounded off somehow. So I got a student from the academia to adapt an old story I knew to make it more appealing to our audience. What do you think? Passable?
I could tell that you've had someone tighten up the lines. They turned out very nicely.
Ah, that's good. Well, as you can see, even now, we still don't have much of an audience. Don't suppose you'd be interested to see the rest of the show?
Sure, why not? I don't have anything pressing lined up. And I don't think the Traveler does either. Tickets for 2, please. How much would that be?
There's no need for tickets. You could just get some food from Jafar Tavern. We've worked out an arrangement with them. We've actually found a sponsor for this performance, too. He's not too happy about the poor turnout, though. I doubt we'll be able to keep him for the next performance. A real pity. But what can you do, huh?
Darbil Asgar still hasn't shown up for the next scene. We should get his costume and sword out so they'll be ready to go the moment he gets here.
My apologies. I have to get ready for the upcoming scene. I'll see you from the stage.
Okay. Order some food. Actually.
Stefana! Would you two like to order some food? What can I get you? If you're looking for recommendations, today's special is the tandoori roast chicken.
Ah, bear with us a moment. We're just going to take a look at the menu. I was at Port Ormos discussing some business opportunities, and some crook was trying to pull a fast one on me. Darbil took pity on me and politely asked him to make himself scarce. He's a good guy. A decent storyteller, too. Quite an interesting character. There's a lot of fun to be had if you hang around interesting people doing interesting things. Especially if you're in the company of an interesting friend. That's my secret formula for staying in a good mood. Try it out sometime. You'll see what I mean. Thanks for waiting. We're ready to order now. We'll take you up on that tandoori roast chicken, and let's throw in some desserts, too. 1 each of the rose custard, that talumba, and the patisara pudding, please. That should see us through the show. We've got good seats, close to the stage, but also not too crowded. We can watch the show as we eat. If I remember correctly, the next scene should focus on the prince. But I won't spoil it for you. You have to experience it for yourself. You could say that. It's always stayed with me because it's hammered home a cruel but realistic truth. People do not choose where and when to be born, yet the circumstances of their birth define the choices that they will have for the rest of their life.
Here you are. The check's on the table, too. Just call me over when you're ready to settle up.
No need. I'll pay up front. Here. Keep the change.
Thank you, sir. Oh, but this is too generous.
Call it a token of my gratitude for the excellent service. The food all smells wonderful, too. So please pass my compliments to the chef.
Thank you so much, sir.
Let's dig in, traveler.
Hey, Kaeya. I'm so sorry, but the actor who plays the prince has run into some difficulties and won't be able to make it. We can't do the rest of the show without him, so I'm really, really sorry, but we'll have to call the show right here.
Ooh, that would be fun. I wouldn't say no.
I was just kidding.
Darbil, would you lose any income if I were to mess this up?
Not really. I mean, there's not much of an audience here anyway. I wouldn't want to take too much of your time, though.
Don't worry about that. I like to be spontaneous now and then. Spice things up a little.
Let me think. Well, you already know the story, so you just need to memorize a few lines. Huh, you know what? This might actually work. Wait, but Kuban has a specific costume he's supposed to wear, and there's no way you'd fit into it. Switching actors is one thing, but wearing street clothes on stage would really ruin the immersion. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work.
Well, good thing that I've actually got a costume with me. It goes pretty well with your stage, too.
You're kidding. Can you show it to me?
Oh, I know what it is. It's from the It's from the Cleese event.
Sure. If you can show me the way to your changing room.
It's in the restaurant. Follow me.
I knew it! It's the Master Thief set.
Gotta say, I think I actually look pretty dapper in this. It's a pity I don't have many opportunities to wear it in public. Uh-oh, not a fan of me as a prince? I'll have to act my heart out so you'll be too dazzled to make any digs.
Kaeya, here's your script for the next scene. It's not too long, but you also don't have very long to prepare. Do you think you can memorize your lines in time?
Only one way to find out.
Okay, I think we've covered all your lines and movements on stage. You haven't had long to prepare, so don't worry about forgetting your lines. We'll remind you.
All right, I'm good to go.
Great. Then let's get this show on the road.
General Kubad, son of Kabus, the fate of this battle is clear. I beg you, please spare my few remaining men. They no longer have the strength to fight back.
Frasyav, though you now lead only the husk of a once mighty army, I have no desire to crush your dignity. Even your most savage warriors have no desire to see further bloodshed, and none among your ranks have opposed these peace talks. Nevertheless, I must hear it from you one final time. General Frasyav, do you agree to sign a treaty in good faith and commit from this day forth to peace between our nations?
With my army in ruins, I am in no position to do otherwise. But on this, I give you my word. Yes, let us end our hostilities and send our surviving men home to their families.
We share the desire to lay down our arms for good and liberate our hearts from the dirge of hatred. Then as God above is our witness, by the authority vested in me by this intaglio of King Kabus, I hereby declare that I will spare your hostages and what remains of your army. May peace be restored to this land, and may these fields of war become a place where crops grow aplenty. My tutor, Gundafar, has already made haste to my father, the king, with the recommendation of a truce. It is my sincere hope that he will see that peace as a path to prosperity and grant me his blessing.
Prince Kubad, your name is renowned throughout your land and
Kaeya.
ours. I will place my hope in your words.
One will find on a battlefield no master of ceremonies, nor the paper on which a treaty may be signed. In their absence, let us raise our weapons and swear an oath. I, Kubad, son of Kabus, hereby pledge protection to you and all of your kin. May the oceans be stained red with my blood if I am ever to renounce this oath.
Wow, your friend is so dreamy. He's not a real prince by any chance, is he? Hey, Rashana, you don't want to miss this. The good-looking guy who left that huge tip is acting on stage with Darbel's troupe.
Darbel's one lucky man.
She's saying like Darbo is gay or something. Nothing.
I return, Your Highness. I hope I'm not too late. Have you already promised peace to Frasyav?
Nay, I am not so rash as to preempt my father's blessing. I promised only what I could so far, the safety of his kin.
My child, I must share with you the gravest news. Kabus has become blinded by fanaticism and hatred, and will stop at nothing to vanquish every last man under Frasyav's lead.
How can this be? You mean to say that my father has rejected our proposal for peace?
He has indeed. I urged him to reconsider, and for this I was rebuked and dismissed from his service. But far stricter punishment than this awaits you, should you return home with your troops. Please heed my warnings, dear child. I dare not imagine what unspeakable atrocities your father intends to commit.
Nay, the truce must stand. I cannot renounce my oath. How can man claim to stand above beast without remaining true to his word? The masses have grown weary of death and conflict in both our nation and theirs. Are we all now to bend to his will and massacre countless more to satisfy a desire that is his alone? When I departed my beloved home to fight in a foreign land, I did so to honor his wishes and for my duty to our people. Alas, is this fate's grand design?
Kaeya, the next line is, "Alas, is this fate's grand design, that I should spend the rest of my days in a foreign land, till I am laid to rest in a grave far from home?"
Must it be so?
Huh?
Wait, that's not part of the script.
Kaeya, did you not hear me?
My dear audience, I ask you this. Do you believe in fate? If fate decreed that your life was to end in tragedy, what would you do?
What? You just throw a prop at me.
Oh? Then so must it be. Yes, so must it be. I shall discard this intaglio and rid myself of the shackles of fate.
Wait, but that's not... My dear prince, do you intend to betray your father and abandon your heritage?
Fate means to send the machinations of war to every corner of the land, to fan the flames of conflict till they engulf the entire world. Fate would see my sword tainted with the blood of innocents, that the bright banner of my homeland might fly in every nation known to mankind. But I shall not bow to the will of fate. I am no pawn in heaven's plan.
Bravo! Where did this guy come from? Is he one of the new hires?
Shut up. Stop interrupting.
I, Kubad, will spend the rest of my days in a foreign land till I breathe my last in a place far from home.
Oh, at least he brought it back in the end.
Prince Kubad, my child, there is no need to be rash. Please bring at least your fortune and the retainers who will always be loyal to you.
Gundafar, my dear mentor, you have always been like a father to me. It brings me only anguish to bid you farewell. But I must walk this path, or freedom dies by my hand. Goodbye, my tribe and kin. Farewell, sweet land of my birth.
Goodbye, my child.
The show's pretty good. Are you guys professional?
I wonder if I should go strike up a conversation with him.
Oh, didn't confess to?
It's Prince Kubad. Could I please get your autograph?
Why, certainly, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. I'll just go find a pen.
Just an autograph? Well, you can get one of those at any time. Acting is quite fun. If there ever came a day when I left the Knights of Favonius, I think I might go into acting full-time.
Darbil, could you introduce me to this young man?
My apologies, Master Toos. I somehow missed you in the crowd earlier.
I was some distance away. I just came over near the end after I noticed a large crowd gathered around the stage. The performance was outstanding across the board. I knew that the poor turnout over the past few days was just bad luck. It was only ever a matter of time before you hit it big.
The improvised section was particularly good. I think you could include some improvisation as a staple in future performances. As for the prop he threw, no need to get it back. It's fairly cheap anyway.
Thank you, sir. And a big thanks also to our wonderful prince. Had Kaeya not agreed to fill in, we might have disbanded right on the spot.
Kaeya, was it? Well, young man, I must say you've made quite the impression on me. My caravan is always loaded with the finest food and wines. You're welcome to visit at any time.
Thank you for the invite, sir, but I'm afraid I've reached the end of my time in Sumeru. I'm sure that my friends and family in Mondstadt must be missing me terribly.
Well then, consider it an open invitation. Once you've been bitten by the travel bug, my friend, you'll be getting itchy feet again before too long. My door is always open. If you're ever interested, please ask Darbil to reach out to me. Darbil, we can continue discussions on the sponsorship once you've wrapped up today's show. I'm going back to the inn.
Thank you so much, Master Toos. I'll see you shortly. Seriously, Kaeya, thank you for bailing me out again. You're a good guy. May the gods bless you. You know, you should stay for a few more days. I owe you a meal at the very least.
He said gods. Wait, he said gods. He never said archons. That's weird.
Darbil, Asgar is back. He lost track of time playing Genius Invocation TCG. You've got to sort him out.
Genius Invocation again? Ah, that does it. That kid's not getting away with it this time. Please excuse me, Kaeya. I will be right back.
Sure, there's no rush. Okay, I think they're all gone. Let's slip away now while we can.
Let me dive. Let me dive. Okay.
All right, this should be far enough. Don't think they'll find me here. People were starting to expect a lot of things that I didn't sign up for. Besides, the missing actor is back now. Darbil shouldn't be needing me to stand in again. I don't mind socializing, but compared to chatting over food and drink, I much prefer just going wild on the stage. What about you? Did you enjoy the show? Oh? I was expecting a lengthier critique, but you've thrown the question right back at me. Sneaky. All right, I'll rise to your challenge. Let me think. All the world's a stage, and all the people merely players. Does that answer your question? Perhaps there's an inept god out there deciding everyone's fates, much like the academia student drafting Darbil's scripts. Yeah, inept is a good word for it. Honestly, it might even be a little too civil to describe a god who turns fathers against their sons and is bent on endless warmongering, don't you think? Anyway, that's exactly why actors need to wake up and realize they don't have to follow the script. There's nothing to stop them from following their gut and making it up as they go along.
Does this inept god really exist?
Oh, my dear traveler, please don't take me too literally. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. The god is just a figure of speech. The real point I'm making is about the actors. Everyone, you and I included, is both an actor and a member of the audience. If you don't like the script, just walk off the stage and join the audience. You always have a choice. A little too obtuse? Well, don't dwell on it. It's nothing worth losing sleep over. I was just thinking aloud. Relax, be yourself, do your thing. That's all I'm really trying to say. When I did my little bit of audience interaction back there, you had no time to prepare. You had to just say what you thought in the moment. I think those spontaneous thoughts are often the most authentic. And that's why I liked your answer. You're still holding on to the intaglio I threw you from the stage, right? Keep it. Think of it as a souvenir from my improvised performance. It's been the most fascinating day, hasn't it, little birdie?
And there it goes. Prince Kubat's Lucandio. And with that, I am finally done. Holy shit. Whoa. Wait a sec. I shall also. I should probably get the achievements for.
Ready?
Yep, Kaeya stuff. Oh yeah, I also forgot. Land of Hydro. Wait, what? Oh right, forgot to collect these. Oops. And I also forgot to collect. Not that one. Is it that one? Oh, I think it's this one. Whatever. I'll collect these when this reaches full. Okay, with that, I am
Now it's time
done.
for a short rest.
Amazing. That took quite a long time actually. Oh, 3 hours for a hangout event. It's quite long.